you guys?
Because
What are you laughing at?
because just as we were about to go live, I saw Daphne down in the thing, and then all of a sudden she put it right down as we hit live, and I was just waiting for her also. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you guys haven't hit that like
Where
and
did
share
you
for Jack and
go?
Lily, please do. And of course, so we have Nova's in the house and Daphne's in the house, and Daphne was just having a little bit of issues, so she restarted her computer there, and that's why we were running just a little bit late. But everything's good now. I feel like I don't know why, but I feel like we got this Christmas theme going on here. I got my candy cane shirt on.
Oh, it's
Um,
cute.
green behind you. You got your red and lights behind you over there.
I got the candle going.
I
Yeah,
got one
yeah.
too over there.
Aw. Anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. You guys, it's going to be a great live tonight. Again, we got Nova in the house and Daphne. And this first time that we've collabed. I respect these ladies very much. And so it's just really great that you guys are here and to do this tonight and for the viewers as well. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for being here, everybody. It's so awesome. This is so much fun.
Yeah.
I should be looking at the chat.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hi,
There we go.
guys.
Yeah. So you guys, I know that Charmaine just came off of her live as well for her members only that should be releasing to the public. She did a members only, and she was raising money for jackets for Lilly&Jack, and I was in there for probably about 30 minutes total. I caught the start. No, yeah, a little bit near the start. And then I had my own stuff going on and messages going off, and then I caught the end towards there. So I'd have to go back and rewatch that particular. Well, I'll watch it later. But anyways, you guys. So bless everyone that was able to help donate or be in that members live, and then she's going to make it live after that. So thanks to Belinda and Deline for doing that. Did you catch any of that, Daphne?
Yes, I did. Well,
Did you know?
I was just
Yeah.
listening to you. Yeah, I caught what you were saying, but I haven't caught the live yet. No, sorry. I will catch up with it. Thank you.
No, I was just going to say, just because, tomorrow, you guys, and you know what, before we get into Jack and Lily and all that stuff, I'm going to start with you, Daphne, first. So do me a favor, this case right here, Jack and Lily's case, how long have you been in true crime for? And this case, what brought you into this case for Jack and Lily?
I've been in true crime for quite a while now. I don't really know how long, years. So, but I really started getting into it in the last couple of years. Few years. I really started digging into it. And Jack and Lily, I was actually watching Justin's channel at this time, and somebody had come in the chat and they were like, "Oh my gosh, 2 children went missing." We thought we were told that they walked off, and right then and there, like red flags just started, you know what I mean? Like sirens. And I'm like, something's not right here. And I tried going through so many theories, but nothing made sense. And I just been obsessed ever since, trying to figure out everything out.
Yeah. And you work really hard on this case, and I know you do. Absolutely.
You as well.
Yeah.
Both of you.
I think, yeah. Well, you know what? We've kind of all been in it really just to, for the most part, dedicated our time to this case, really. I haven't veered off from the case to another case myself. And Nova, yourself as well, true crime. And of course, you're Canadian, living in the area. So it's understandable for you on this case for sure. And so, yeah, right. Just again, how long have you been in true crime space? And then
Couple of years now, and I'm from Pictou County, where Lily and Jack went missing from, and that's, of course, I was already into the true crime, and mostly to do with children and women. Not to say that I don't cover other stuff, but crimes against women and children, and this took place, so it was quite shocking. Very shocking.
Just quickly here, hi Snarky, thanks for the yay, happy to help. Thanks for the super chat there. And again, thanks to everyone being here. The most important thing I'm asking is that you guys please hit that like and share for Jack and Lily. Now, just so you know, again, we are streaming to each of the channels, okay? So Nova's got her streaming, and Daphne's got her streaming. So the live is spread across to all of our, of course, YouTube channels, and that's what the paperclip kind of looks like there. So thank you guys from each of the channels for being here and supporting Jack and Lily and supporting our channels and supporting, well, just everything about Jack and Lily and wanting answers for that. And then there was just quickly here, 1 second here. Oh, hold on a second. Are these from today? Jamie, or is that from, is that from today? Jamie, no, that was from yesterday, those ones. That's weird.
I know.
They're showing me sometimes. Oh, and I gave, by the way, Daphne, I gave StreamYard shit. And they ended up sending me back a copy and paste answer of what to do. I said, wow. Yeah, right. No, you know, fix your shit. So wait a second. Thanks, Barry to Barry to, is that Barrett to Opera? Barrett
to Opera?
Yeah. Barrett Opera.
Barrett Opera.
Yeah, let's just make up a name right there. Because it's a tongue twister, right? And thank you. But yeah, so no. So I sent an email off to StreamYard, right? I'm like, yeah, you douches, like you guys are gonna give me my money back for this month that you guys are frustrating me. So my issue is when I go to hit share screen, normally I click on the picture and then it shows in my thing, and it takes forever to show up if it doesn't at all. Yeah. But and normally it works just fine. So anyway, they sent me this copy and paste crap, and I sent it right back to them and said, "Look, okay, I've been in customer service, and I know all this techie shit about clearing cash and all that crap." I said, "It's not." I said, "It's your guys' stuff." And then they sent me, well, you know, send a screenshot and Well, I will. You know. Because it's been happening for like about 3 weeks and it's driving me batty because I like to zoom in on those pictures, screenshots, right?
Yeah, it's always something with them. Like every week I have an issue. Like even today with them, like just trying to get on your stream, I had an issue. It's so weird.
Let's try to get 5 months out of them, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Their 4th month now of giving me, it's crazy.
Someone's saying, Nova, what type of microphone do you have?
It is the Shure microphone.
Sure.
Yeah. That's what Justin said is really good, is Shure microphone.
It is, yeah.
I don't have one. I have a.
That's okay. You'll get one.
I'm
getting one. Yeah.
What is mine? What is mine called? I don't even know. Is it called the Shure? I don't know.
It's like ASMR one or something. That's what you got going on there.
I was gonna say my husband. Charmaine ended up getting the same microphone as I did, actually. The only thing is, sometimes it's like I do, you know, mute myself accidentally, touching it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but okay, so let's get back on track. Jack and Lily, Jack and Lily.
That's not the only issue, Daphne.
Okay.
No, I can't see him in my chat, Wolfie. But I can see him in yours. I can see him in yours.
That's weird.
I can't see him. So weird.
Did you block him?
I can't. No, I can't see him on my phone, but I can see him in this chat. It's so weird. I don't understand it. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing ever.
I can see Wolfie right there. See, Wolfie.
Yeah, I don't get it.
There's Ben. Oh, Ben changed his picture to Jack and Lily.
Aww.
That's so sweet, Ben. He's a perfect online husband, isn't he? Yes, he is.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to play a couple clips, first of all. Please Bring Me Home one, and then Daniel kind of at the vigil there. And then we'll just kind of get like right into the goods and and talk about this case. But yeah, so we have Please Bring Me Home coming in tomorrow for at least a 1-day search anyway, because they're working on the other case right now. I can't think of the name though. Just slipping my mind. Jesse.
They did say it might extend into Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
Are they just doing the waterways, or are they?
They just said the waterways they're going to focus on. Yeah.
So we'll watch that one first. So that basically each of these I think are 2 minutes long, but let's just see here. Share screen, and then I'll take us off screen there. Then we can vape too. One second there. Let's see. This one? No, I have it. Oh, this right here. There we go.
Yeah.
Pop it open here. And
Been 6
Aw.
months since Lilly and Jack Sullivan were reported missing from their home in Lansdowne Station. But now, a renewed search led by a group from Ontario is set to take place this weekend, with an emphasis on the banks along the middle river of Pictou.
I think that if those children wound up in the middle river of Pictou, that there's a high possibility we locate them on Saturday.
Oldreeve says about 40 residents are volunteering with the search, covering a vast area surrounding the river, which he says is right across the road from the children's home. He says water levels have changed in recent months, and that's why certain areas need to be revisited.
If they were underwater at the time of the initial searching along that river, they would have surfaced and they would have gone down river a bit of ways that we're going to cover off. So it's not so much that it's a tactic they haven't used, it's maybe a tactic that they haven't revisited since that initial time. And so that's what we're doing.
The siblings were reported missing on May 2nd, prompting lengthy search and rescue operations throughout a densely wooded area surrounding their home. In September, RCMP cadaver dogs completed a 40-kilometer search in the highest probability areas near the home, but nothing was found. The area's counselor says he welcomes this latest search effort.
I mean, the RCMP have done everything they can here, and the search and rescue have done a tremendous job, and they just couldn't find them. But if we can get other searchers coming in and, whether they find them or not, I don't know, but at least they're trying.
In October, police said they're continuing to go through forensic testing and more than 860 tips, along with more than 8,000 video files. The group's search will go from sunup to sundown on Saturday, with the possibility of carrying into Sunday if necessary.
We're going to do the best we can to locate these kids.
Mitchell Bailey, Global News, Halifax.
okay, now, whoops, 1 second here. Go back over here. Now, I just put that back up there because I know that that's from, I'm not sure whose chat that's from.
I think it's from mine. Yeah, that's what I'm so sorry because I'm trying to figure out who mine is. Yeah, Snarky, thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
And everything, all of my super chats and stuff are going towards my headphones, and I can finally give my daughter back her computer.
Yeah. So you guys are in Daphne's chat over there. Yeah.
Mom's
Just
going on my computer. Hi,
Yeah.
everybody. Thank you.
help the girl out, eh? Yeah.
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 Okay. So now, just about this one, we'll talk about this one quickly as well. And thank you guys again all for being here. Please hit that like and share no matter what channel you're in, either Nova's or Daphne's or this channel, please. Again, keep the awareness out there, the algorithm, and all that good stuff. Now, as for this here, basically, yeah, they're doing the waterways. It could go into Sunday, but they feel like if they're salty, is that salty suspects from your?
Oh, yes. I love you,
I'll
Salty.
tip in there.
Thank you so much. You're awesome. She's my sweet mod. Thank you so much.
There you go. They ride the DAF train on that one. Okay, so with regards to this, they figure that if they're in the what's it called again, the
Middle River.
Middle River, that chances are they will be found if they're in that section. What are your guys' thoughts about? Do any of you feel like that the children could be in that area?
Yep. I've already done a very extensive video on it way back when they went down to Chance Harbor and they had blocked that area off. We're doing something down there due to a ongoing investigation. At the time, I wasn't cluing in that Middle River was called Middle River because I always called it the Alma River because my husband and I go fishing there, and the end that we go fishing at is in Alma, and I always called it the Alma River.
Oh, okay.
So then I went on and I was looking up Middle River, and then I clued in that it was the same river, quite a long river, and the opening of it is near is actually right where my husband and I would fish, and just a little bit further down that's where it opens up. and then into a waterway, and then flows out into the bigger waterway. Anyways, long story short, it ends up in Chance Harbor, in an area called Chance Harbor, Black Point, Pictou Harbor, down that way. So I thought, okay, well, that's probably what they're doing then, because if the kids did end up somehow in that river, they would have to scratch that off the list, obviously. Even, I mean, some people were saying, yeah, but the water's low here and there, but it doesn't matter. They would have to do that. They would have to make sure. And that is the area where the children, if they did flow that, far down,
Yeah.
that would take them into the ocean, to the mouth of the ocean, that they would have to, check that area, obviously. So I went through that whole thing in my video. I actually, just the part that they had there in that news clip that you showed, Sunny,
Yeah.
was the exact map I had on there,
Oh,
where
wow.
it had shown where the river comes out to that mouth right at the tip there, and then into an open area, continues to flow out through, and eventually end up down into Chance Harbor. Yeah, so I definitely think it's a possibility. I had touched on it, and I know that day Daphne was in my chat, and Mary was in the chat when we did that video. That was the day with the pig, and we all took a vote whether it was a pig or a cow. And then Belinda was in the chat too,
pig.
Belinda Gray, and she's like, "It's a pig."
That
Anyways,
looks like a cow.
I know,
It's so funny.
but you remember that? That was so
Yep.
funny, and I know Daphne's touched on it extensively as well. Go ahead.
Yes, so I think that is a big possibility, because the Alma, I'm just going to call it Alma River, because that's what you locals call it, and it runs all through there. Like, that's one thing that connects all through that area and then flows out right to the ocean.
Mhm.
Now that's if they were put close in there, it's so hard to talk about, right?
I know.
I was thinking the same, and I've been really focused on that area up by the Pioneer Cemetery, and then also going down towards the Glengarry station. I feel something is there for some reason, because why did they come back and get camera footage the end of May if there wasn't, right? So I know they were trying to eliminate vehicles that shouldn't have been in the area, but what did they find before that led them there to get that camera footage? Kind of thing, right? So but yeah, I think of course they are close to the Alma River. I do, somewhere in there, if that makes
And whether they got there themselves or nefariously were, taken down. I always felt the area in Alma, because if it was nefarious, it's not out of the realm. It's not long travel. It's a very short distance for someone to travel there into that area to get them further out to drift away. Yeah.
Okay, so 1 sec. Thank you, shenanigans. 1 second. So, hold on 1 sec.
I love that.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for that. You had one a second ago, Daph, for your $20 from Joyous there.
Yes. Joyous, thank you so much. She's another one of my awesome mods. I appreciate you. You are wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah, my computer things, exactly. All my techie stuff, right? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love that. I love that. Thank you.
And then Joseph Moore, is that you as well? Mike Fund, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, Joseph. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I know you guys want to hear me and I sound all like crazy, right? I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. Yeah. Thank you.
Again, for everyone that's in the live, we're streaming to all 3 channels here. You know, I'm the main point, and then Daphne and Nova have their live, so we're all streaming at the same time.
Aw.
So there's another one coming in for you,
Aw.
Jennifer Cook. Help with your mic and headphones. Prayers for the search team tomorrow. Thank you all for keeping Jack and Lily's
Aw.
name front and center. Again, thank you guys for all your love and support. Whichever
Thank you.
channel you're coming in from and stuff like that. We all want answers for Jack and Lily. At this rate, I think you could have a mansion, not just a microphone, but a mansion to go with that.
I get a mansion for my microphone. Thank you, Jen. Jen, you're awesome. Thank you. All of you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now, just to ask you, staying at, oh, here we go again, jam to the
Oh,
jam.
you guys are spoiling me.
Love you,
Thank
Daph.
you, Jam to the Jam. Love you, Daph. Do an amazing job. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm going to be hooked up. Thank you. I have like gold headphones and microphones.
That's
Yeah,
good
you're all right.
though. You're working hard, girl.
It's gonna be
Thank
blinging
you.
those gold headphones. Actually, just get pink. Okay, get pink.
Oh, I like it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys so much. Now, with the coordinates here for that one that Nietzsche put out, you know, like meaning obviously the audio's been out there for a long time, but I don't know that. I mean, she was actually. Let me put it this way: Nietzsche, Nietzsche, however you say it, she goes. Nietzsche true crime. She goes always into kind of like she's very detailed, like obviously whatever her profession is exactly, I'm not sure, but it's obviously some sort of like I don't know if it's body language expert and voice analysis or whatever the heck it is. So whatever, you can tell she's obviously in that line. And she gets very detailed about things, but it was a good catch on that scanner audio. So what do you guys think about that particular area where obviously there was heat signatures and they were kind of looking around, like basically like, you know, go 5 feet this way, like you're going the wrong way, go back this way, and then it just kind of moved on. It's almost like nothing to see. What do you guys think? You guys think I'm just trying to
Is that I didn't watch her video. I don't watch a lot of her videos, but is that the area where they thought it might be a fox den or something about a fox den? Or is that something different?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe Daphne knows the answer to that one. I just know that this is on Lorda Park there. And I just was listening to the scanner radio part of it.
Okay, so I know for instance, they did have a heat signature for that Swan area. And for the black swan, and this was at night, I believe. And what it was is the heat signature caught the swan, because even though it wasn't that sunny and stuff that day, it's still warm. I guess they caught it on the radar. And then they had caught like moss and something else on a tree. Now there was one thing, and it had nothing to do with the heat, but it was one of the dogs. And they were they were by the Lansdowne Lake, which is across the street from, kind of adjacent to this Lorda Park. And they had mentioned something about one of the dogs was going like, kind of like going, like there was something there. And he kept talking over the scanner to the other search crew. He's like, hey, the dog's kind of acting on something. Were you guys just over there? And he never really got an answer on that. And I thought that was weird. So I don't know if they checked. You know what I mean? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
But I don't remember another heat signature though. But I'm not saying it didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, like I said, they're going to be checking the waterways, and I know that, if I'm not mistaken, I remember when sorry, my bad. Why am I Nick Oldreeve there, because he was talking about looking here as like this area. I remember when he was on our live, he was talking about this area as well. Either way, do you guys, just to ask you guys, again, for anyone that's helping in the search, for also the, of course, Please Bring Me Home team, bless you, thank you. anyone that offers help and assistance that lives out in the area that's going to help search or try to bring some answers or something to Jack and Lily's case. Thank you guys so much just for being you. So I'll say that. Do you guys think that at all? And are you guys thinking that anything, even a little piece of evidence or anything, will be found in tomorrow's search or possibly Sunday's if you were going with your gut?
They could find something. I mean, the fires were just there, right? So they could find something because the woods are different from what they were back in May. And didn't they come back out the end of May too? And then the fires, right, burned a lot of the woods. So it might uncover, I don't know, wasn't there fires around there, like at Perch Lake and stuff?
Fires there?
Yeah, wasn't there a fire? Or no, not in that area?
I don't think so. Not that I recall.
I don't know.
Are you talking about the one that was kind of on the hill right near the time that the children disappeared? That one?
I think so.
Which Kent Corbett would know which one you're talking about, I'm sure. And and you guys, for anyone asking too, like next week I go into my 6 to 2 shifts. So you guys I haven't had Kent on in a few weeks, and again I was been doing night shifts and stuff like that. So we'll have Kent back up coming up this week, and because it's been a few weeks since he's actually said too much or talked about it, and see what his thoughts are on there. So don't think I've abandoned Kent or anything like that. It's just that the case is at a certain point to me where it's really about where is Jack and Lily. I just want to say that I'm personally, like, I already have my conclusion of what happened to Jack and Lily, and it's just a matter of what. Do you guys feel like you're at the same point, really? Like, do any of you two believe that they're lost in the woods somewhere? Not buried, but lost in the woods, that they got lost in the woods? Okay. Trafficking. Let's see. Hidden by Malaya's tribe over there. Family involvement on the property. Something
happened on the property.
I think it's that I know we're all on the same page, really.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of waiting for answers. And that's just like, that's the point that I'm at, is that I've listened to Daniel enough. He makes me want to personally vomit anymore, but Daniel will be Daniel, and he'll keep trying to sell us his crap. And to me, I'm just so over it. Like, do you guys both feel like you can read people very well as well, and it's like transparent to you when someone's being like basically a narcissistic liar?
Oh yeah, I was on to him a long time ago.
I tried not to. I tried, and I know I feel so, I don't know, like at first, and I know how these cases usually pan out, right?
Yeah.
But I tried at first. I tried coming up with so many different theories, pointing away from the parents. You never want the parents or somebody else in you don't want them to be guilty. You don't want that to happen.
Right. But absolutely.
I just feel that. Like, I just feel that something happened like that. I don't know.
Yeah. And I didn't come right out of the gate either. Because you just don't. You just don't. You don't do that, right? And then things started to happen. And then it became very obvious that something's going on here. Something's wrong.
Well, I was going to say, so let me play a clip. Pull out your vapes, girls. I'll just play that clip of the Daniel, just the vigil one here for a minute.
And Mary, thank you for the $5.
Yeah, yes, Mary.
Thank you. So sweet of you.
Okay. And we'll try to get to comments more in a little bit here, but let's see here. Stop screen, share screen, missing kids, blah, blah. Okay, there we go. So this is at the vigil that night.
For almost 6 months, Daniel Martell doesn't believe Lilly&Jack Sullivan are in the woods near their home in Lansdowne Station.
Everything's been searched at this point, so I think everyone's just looking to, what's the alternate, what could have happened to the kids. other than being in the woods.
The kids were reported missing from their home in Pictou County on May 2nd. Since then, there have been extensive searches with cadaver dogs brought in and RCMP combing through more than 800 tips and over 8,000 video files. Despite little results, Martel says he's doing everything he can to advocate for the kids.
You know, I'm just trying to keep the public informed as much as I can. And I don't know if I'm the best voice to be speaking for Lilly and Jack, but you know, I'm still going to do it anyway, and for the kids.
Martel was one of many who attended the silent vigil at Stellarton's RCMP detachment to mark Jack's 5th birthday on Wednesday evening. Many of who came with the hope the event will keep the story at the forefront. For the maternal aunts of the kids, the last 6 months have been difficult, especially with speculation and accusations online about the family.
Absolutely miserable. It's a nightmare that I wish we could just wake up from, and you know, I wouldn't wish this on anybody.
Vigil organizer Kent Corbett says the event is an opportunity to show support to the family and bring the community together.
We can let the family know that Pictou County and Nova Scotia and beyond are not going to rest until we find answers and bring Jack and Lily home.
Pictou County's warden adds their disappearance has significantly impacted the area, but cautions against speculation about the case.
They belong to all of us. It takes a village to raise a child. Well, it also takes a village, the whole county, to protect these children.
For Martel, he's touched with how many people came out for the kids.
You know, people are still standing here in the cold just, you know, for Lilly and Jack, especially Jack on his birthday.
Angela Capobianco, Global News, Stellar.
Thank you. Okay. Woo-hoo. Okay. So, thoughts about all that? Who wants to go first? Dad, go. You go, Dad.
I look at all those toys and just can imagine, like, if they were here, how excited they would be to just jump in all those toys, right?
Oh, my goodness. Yes. The love and support. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen some. I have a friend, she was there, and I have like some other footage too. And I give Daniel props for being there, right? But Daniel, I can't, all of the inconsistencies and the back and forth, the lies, and with him and his mom, and then mute from Malaya, right? Like nothing.
Yeah.
That's what changed my mind about this. But actually watching him stare down Haley and Cheryl there from a different view, he's like giving them like the evil eye. Like you could see it, right? Like tension.
He, Daphne, just quickly. So he went and shook their hands, but Haley basically said, F you. Like, seriously, you've been trashing me and you want to shake my hand.
Yeah, exactly.
And on Jack's birthday card, all you did was put his name.
What?
That's it. He didn't write anything. He just wrote Daniel Martel.
What?
Yeah. So I just wanted to let you know that, you guys, if you guys didn't know that. But anyways, so go ahead.
No, I didn't know that. No. Yeah, I could see it in his face. On my video, not the news one, and he's just staring at them like just like evilly, you know, like just I don't know. It just gave me a bad feeling. That's all. And it's really sad to see Belinda there and just the sadness there, right? It's devastating that there's no answers. That it's been going on for this long.
Absolutely. Nova, go ahead. What about you? Your thoughts?
Well, I just have to wonder if he is there for the right reasons, because of the whole control thing. And that he, you know, is he there because Malaya may end up there? Is he there to prevent Malaya from showing up there? Because if his presence is there, obviously hers won't be. You know, because especially knowing that where he come up behind her in the parking lot, her at the trunk of the car there, and that he
had nowhere else
is
to park.
yeah, right. Yeah. He's just making, it's part of that control and making sure to make his presence known. Is that what he's doing here? Is where my thoughts go with that,
I personally think that I think all of us agree that near the start, Malaya's interview was strange, and Daniel seemed to be trying to take the lead in everything. And you're trying to look at every avenue, because like Daphne said, you don't want to think that the parents are capable of doing something, and you do try to look at all avenues. But then it didn't take too long before the inconsistencies started happening, and the way he was playing games, in what I call trying to play mind games into the true crime community, as if we were stupid. And to me, it just reminds me of a little, freaking minnow in a group of sharks that are in the true crime community that have been doing this for years and taking us for as if we're idiots and stupid. It just came really apparent to me. And once I was done with that bull crap, right, then it was just like, you know what, dude, seriously, I'm going to sit there, and if I'm going to talk to you, and if you answer me, fine, so be it. But I'm still going to sit there. Like, every time I even made a comment towards him that said, like, this was his own doing by what he has brought on, you could tell he would kind of be quiet. But the minute you stroke his ego, then he'll sit there and talk to you again. As long as he's getting his narcissistic supply of, of being fed and stuff like that. But with Daniel, here and whatever, I think that kind of like with the RCMP, anyone that kind of has like the guilty knowledge, especially, they try to insert themselves into everything. And I think that this is Daniel's projection of how great he is, but he's also sitting there, wanting the public to acknowledge that, thank you, Danielle. Thank you for being there for Jack and Lily. You're just an amazing human being. I mean, less the drugs, less the abuse, less all the bullshit, Danielle. You're just an amazing human being, and type of thing. And he wants you to know that, like, he needs to be there. He needs to be in the now and in the know and everything that's going on. And Daniel is, like, to me,
in control.
Yeah, absolutely in control. But what I truly feel about Daniel is that he's such a narcissist that he doesn't see his own perception of how he's being perceived. And it's just a full-blown narcissist to me, just full-blown. He's a sexual, deviant. He's, like I said, he sits there and acts like Malay is the abuser to him, that he's the victim. Janie has acted like she's the victim and all this. No, Jack and Lily are actually the victims here. But anyway, so Daniel became so transparent that, for me, there's nothing to prove with him anymore, because he's already made his bed and he'll have to lie in it should there be any involvement with Jack and Lily. My personal opinion is absolutely something happened from Thursday evening into Friday, that something happened with those children, and you got the mother acting absolute sus. She, of course, this particular night was celebrating, of course, the birthday of Jack, with Meadow being there. So not really sure how that whole schedule CPS thing worked during the nighttime, because that's why. One sec. Let's see here. 1 second. My baby's army won 4 months. Of course, thank you so much, you guys, to all the members. Jam to the jam, as I think on yours there, Daph.
Yes, thank you.
Daniel aiming to be the Bachelor, Maritime's most wanted loser edition, orange jumpsuit season, baby.
Orange jumpsuit with the math man cape.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jam to the jam.
I mean, orange is the new black, and yeah. So let me ask you guys. So besides, of course, Daniel, this whole thing here, I always look to the eyes. Eyes to me lead to the soul of the person.
Oh yeah.
Type of thing. And even when he talks, it's just like, dude, you're not even resonating with me. Like, it's like you just watch him talk and you're just like, oh, dude. Yeah. seriously, like there's very few people that actually believe, like there are some people that still believe that the children are hidden, you know, and I'm just saying all I can say about that myself is come back to this planet. It's not
Right.
normal. It's so far from the truth. Find me cases that are where this has happened like this. Find me other cases. Nothing about cases where the parents took them to a different province and that was the parents that were actually with their still kids or took the kids' lives. Find me something in this time frame, this plot time frame that they have, that you can actually pinpoint when this vehicle supposedly came and that it wasn't tracked at any point. And these two are so smart that they managed to do all of this. And Malaya managed not to take the birth certificates with her whatsoever, but had to ask for them. So if this was pre-planned and all that stuff, give me a break, Danielle. It's your seed that you're trying to plant and you're trying to do that. But guess what? The time will come when it will be up to the a jury and stuff like that if you have any involvement. So our perception, it doesn't really matter if someone thinks that they're hidden or whatever. Bottom line is it's the evidence that's going to bring this case wide open and stuff like that. So you can try to fool people some of the time, but you're never going to fool me anytime at all with the bullcrap that's going on here in Malaya. What do you guys think about, first of all, I just want to ask you about Malaya's letter. That for please bring me home.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
The song. That's
okay.
weird.
Right. Well, the whole isn't it really? It just the whole thing is weird.
The whole thing is weird.
I think Chat GPT probably could have wrote a more sincere letter.
I think you're right about that one. Okay, so. Right. And I'm just here like to call spades a spades. Again, I've talked with Haley. I've talked with different people and stuff like that. The end all to be all is that from the get-go, there was no sign, and you can hear it from Wade's video as well, and Belinda and including Daniel apparently, but that there's no remorse or sorrow going on. She moved on with her life very quickly soon after with a boyfriend that's kind of come out there from Kiki, but I'd already heard that already, that she's getting dolled up, going out. So there's not this perception by family or whatever of this grieving person, obviously. So what do you guys think about that? In a nutshell.
Can we say it online?
She's disconnected. She's disconnected.
There you go. That's a nice way of putting it.
That's a nice way
to say a bad word.
She's disconnected.
Yeah, I think it's bull. How the hell can you be? And I understand you can't sit inside and you know what I mean, like all the time, but sit there and how can you even date somebody? How can you even think about that? Like,
well,
why would you who would want to date someone that lost their children? Or you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy to me.
But not just that, I mean, yeah, somebody that lost their children, that is somebody in a vulnerable situation as well.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
you need somebody that bad, like
she's had one job when she was like 15 years old. Other than that, okay, so she was with Cody, and I believe that there was two other individuals between Cody and Daniel. And then so basically it's just someone that's just needing someone in their life, no matter what, to lean on, to support them, to, you know, but you all know that too, that empaths especially attract narcissists like crazy, people that do have a caring, fix me up personality. And now in Malaya's case, she reminds me somewhat of my older sister, the spoiled brat, in a way that got everything handed to her on a silver platter, and like meaning Grandma Patty, obviously. And so basically these children are not told no to anything, that they pretty much get what they want. But she found something in Daniel where he was probably, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get into the relationship, you don't realize that it's going to be as twisted and fucked up. And trust me, people, this case is going to be twisted and fucked up when they ever drop these next documents and stuff like that. And if they do, with personal information. Okay, so just hold on to the seat of your coattails on that one. You know, but it's one of those things. It's like, you know, once this stuff keeps just like. We are seeing it unravel more and more as time goes on. More people are speaking up. More people are sick and tired of the bullshit of Daniel and Malaya. They just want truth and answers and stuff like that. And I mean, who doesn't, right? These children deserve the utmost attention to them versus
Right.
these, of course, liars. But it's the fact that these liars, in my opinion, have the answers.
Yeah.
You know, and whoever else has the answers.
Oh, yes. All
So
three
what-
of them have the answers.
Well, Nova, I'll start with you on this one. So what do you think yourself is holding up the case from any sort of charges or anything being brought against, in your opinion?
Well, that they can't find Lily and Jack. I think they're obviously the big piece of evidence that's needed. And Malaya needs to talk more. Now, is she talking more? Because one thing I noticed when Kiki, in that, what Kiki wrote, she had stated, why are you talking now? Why didn't you say this stuff before? So that just made me wonder, like, okay, well, is she, and that's why I didn't want to, disparage what.
Well, let me interject for you there, because
Yeah.
I thought the same thing, and I'm probably sure most of us thought the same thing. But then I was talking with Belinda, and I think that perhaps Kiki didn't say that properly, and that it was more like perhaps, like, for instance, like, Wade, like, why are you saying this now? Why weren't you guys talking about this before when it actually happened? Like, why am I just hearing? So no, I don't believe it's actually Malaya actually talking versus it's something
But
that
she's
happened,
just hearing it now.
and she's just hearing about it. So
Okay.
so I think that whole thing just kind of like Jack upside down.
Because I had a little bit of hope there for a minute when I
You know what?
when I read that part. I was like,
know.
oh my goodness, well, keep talking,
I did too.
Yeah.
Right. I did too, but it was really, and it's kind of how I felt like, well, it must have come from Malaya in order to, obviously it did come from Malaya, or something to this effect came from Malaya, right? Which would have been brought down to Cindy, to Wade. Because, I mean, let's get real, right? Of course, there's going to be some talk. There's going to be stuff that they knew that happened or something like that. Now, so to me, this is like something that happened, but we don't know exactly what time period that it happened. Obviously, probably when there was closets, before the closets were removed, perhaps.
Or at Patty's.
Right. Or at Patty's, and so it's just what I call, when you're doing the telephone and then it gets misconstrued.
Oh, something happened. That's a definite. You don't come up with that story. Like, something happened. Now, is there some paraphrasing going on there? She's trying to say it in the best way that she remembers it or heard it. Yes. Yeah. I would say so. Yeah. But something happened.
Absolutely.
And not just, and I doubt that's just the only, I'm sure more than just that happened as well.
Yeah.
It's like a game of telephone, right? Like, it's changed. Maybe a couple of things have changed between the three people, but who's going to make something like that up? And it could have happened at Patty's. You're correct.
Yeah.
And
he would have been in a car seat then.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe not hanging from the closet.
No, not literally.
But like,
I don't
turned upside down, you can absolutely, and where he couldn't flip himself back.
Well, it could have been up in a sense that backs, like, you know what I mean? Like flat back, like someone would think of that as upside down or sideways, or I don't think he was like totally reverted around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And we're going to, like I said,
but none of it is proper.
No. And
not.
Don't you guys notice though that whenever Jack is being spoken about, even kind of from the bus driver, but there's a sense of that Jack didn't listen, that he was hard to control is what the perception is of what they're saying. Jack threw his boot at the bus driver.
personality.
that
Mhm.
I think Wade said it in his video, like that kid wouldn't listen to you. Janie said it about, if Jack didn't want to do something, Jack wouldn't do
Yep.
it. So he sounded like he was a little stubborn child just by their words alone. But
Mhm.
right, so a little bit, sometimes this reminds me of that case, and if you guys remember it, it was the boy in the box, and it was a case from like
Yep.
about
Yep.
last year
Yeah.
where they made him in the garage, a bedroom with like a pail for a toilet,
Yep.
and they thought that this was
And locked him
absolutely
in there.
effing normal. Like they thought this was normal, just kind of like the what's that one passenger, eight passengers and whatever. Like, where do these fucked up individuals think that this shit is like? I just don't get that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, at what point do you think that this is reality and acceptable that you can put a
Mhm.
kid in a garage and build him a room and basically freaking lock him out because
Yeah.
he's a troubled boy with some sort of disability issues or whatever they think was autism and stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's so like, this is why I'm kind of associating of, if Jack is strapped in this chair, was it because it's kind of like, well, stick you in there, that's your punishment, and then he's
I
throwing a temper and then turns over, and that type of idea.
I think that Jack acted out because, number one, he and Lily probably didn't get the attention that they needed. Number
Mhm.
one.
Environmental.
Number two, he was allegedly, from just him doing that, probably jealous that maybe Daniel was getting more attention than he was from his mom. And he probably witnessed his mom arguing with Daniel, right? He knew Daniel wasn't his biological father, but yet had been there more, probably wondering where his, you know what I mean? And he probably didn't respect Daniel, right? He
Right.
didn't respect Daniel. And then he acted out because that was the only thing he could do to get out, to, you know what I mean? Like, he couldn't get out what he really felt, so he acted out.
I mean, you got freaking
himself.
Lily pulling her hair out.
Right.
That so my parents, when I grew up, they fought so bad that I did that. I still do it because I have anxiety, where you pick at your hair, and that's part of listening to your parents scream and holler, or they're screaming and hollering at you, or you know what I mean?
Right back. But you guys, bear with me. I gotta go give the toilet a drink. So just keep talking, okay?
I'm trying to cross my leg over here, and I can't.
Oh.
'Cause I'm too fat. Can't do it.
Wait, are you crossing your legs because you have to go to the bathroom, or are
No.
you just trying to cross your legs? Oh, okay.
I just got to move around.
Okay. So keep talking because I can still hear you, but I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I just I feel like there was a lot of fighting and arguing going on in that house, and he was acting out the way he felt like he should express himself, right? And then you have Lily, who takes to anxiety with pulling the hair and self-harming herself.
Yep. Well, you have learned behavior.
Mhm.
And I mean, it sounds like things with her and Cody as well were not all that great. So, I mean, there could have been learned behavior that started there as well into the next relationship. And so you have learned behavior on top of how they're feeling because of the way they're being treated as well. Just terrible.
It is terrible. It is absolutely terrible to even think about.
Yeah.
That any child would have to go through that. Joyous, thank you so much for those gifted memberships. If one of you guys received those, please tell Miss Joyous thank you. I don't have my little noises tonight, so I can't. I'll go. There we go. Make the little noise myself. Thank you, Miss Joyous. She's so sweet. Thank you.
And that's why I've always had an issue with so many children being diagnosed as, you know, ADHD, ADD. I know there are children who truly do, but there's a lot of misdiagnosing going on because children, there's issues going on in the home.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
I know my oldest son himself, I remember him acting out when his father and I separated.
Yep.
And I knew where the behavior was coming from. I knew why he was acting out. And then all of a sudden they thought he had ADHD. No, no. Like kids go through stuff too, just like adults do, right? When
Yeah.
there's stuff going on in their lives, and that's quite traumatic for children. So I was like, no, you're not putting him on medication because he's going through a traumatic time right now. It's
Yeah.
not ADHD.
It's hard to express themselves.
Yeah. So
I just feel so bad for these children.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like the life that I want to adopt all of them, everyone that is, because children just to me are just precious gifts. Like there's nothing more special than a child, and for anyone to neglect, abuse, use children. They are products of our environment and stuff like that. They see what you do. I always remember my son, my ex-husband, his name was Steve as well as my current husband. But anyways, but he would always, my ex-husband would always have like freaking chocolate bar and a Pepsi. And then he would always belch like my ex-husband, after having it. And I remember Matthew having Pepsi with him and sitting there doing the big belch just like Daddy would do and stuff like that. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
but it honestly is, right? And then it becomes nurture and nature and stuff like that. But I just, like knowing that Lily was like yanking at her hair, and it's just, you guys, I just honestly absolutely feel like these children were absolutely neglected, and that I believe that when Daniel says that Meadow was like the diamond, that I just what I picture from this relationship in my head with between Daniel and Malaya is you got the narcissistic person that needs his control, and they'll do everything. They'll push, pull, typically do what a narcissist would do. Now, again, a narcissist isn't a standalone. It is developed by different clusters that make up a narcissist. And Daniel to me is just a full blown absolute controller, tries to manipulate. That's hence why he would pin Malaya down and hold her phone, like try to take the phone away from her from calling her mother, right? And stuff like that. He pushed her against the wall, but don't forget, Daniel, Malaya was the abusive one, you said. But anyways, and so then you got Malaya there who's, got 3 children deep. She's probably depressed as fuck living on that property. Sorry, guys, excuse my language, not really actually. And then have to listen to Janie's ass interfere probably in their daily lives all the time as well. I really feel like Malaya has just bounced from relationship to relationship and picked, people that are just not even good for her. But she's in another one, guys. Like I said, not soon after Jack and Lily disappeared. So what does that really tell you? It just tells you that she obviously wants, goes to the reserve, gets a bunch of money, gets a home, and stuff like that. But no, she's, off and gallivanting around and doing whatever, not doing any real searching for the kids whatsoever. So this betrayal and feel sorry for Malaya bullshit, for me, no, not at all. Okay. She might have some blockage issues of what exactly happened that night, but I just totally feel like both of them, Malaya, very needy person. Again, when you're in this narcissistic relationship, and obviously she tried to leave multiple times, but she didn't. Again, if she was going to leave and hide these kids, which is absolutely ridiculous. It was something to look at when it did happen. But then it became a point of just no.
When everything else started coming out.
The whole timeline. Go ahead. What were you saying, Nova?
Being from here and knowing just how things work. As soon as I heard it, I was just like, oh yeah, that's typical Pictou County crap.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't feel like either. Just answer this one question by Eclipse. I don't feel like either of those people ever deserve to have children in their care again. Honestly, there's a lot of effed up individuals in this world that should never have kids. I think that at the very minimum, these two have at least portrayed, even though I still call bullshit, but they have portrayed regardless that due to their own neglect and negligence that these 2 children disappeared, but
yes.
But then we go into the bullshit timeline story that doesn't make sense, doesn't add up and stuff like that, right? I mean, we could just sit
Yeah.
here and go, I mean, it's like, honestly, this case
Mhm.
for Canada is very twisted. Daniel is like, yeah, it's just a circus act. Dude, who started that? You and
Yeah.
Malaya.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on.
I've never seen anything like it before in my life. Like
Yeah.
we watched the Sebastian Rogers case,
Mhm.
right?
This
And
makes the Sebastian Rogers case look good. To be
yeah,
honest.
I know it does. It's crazy, like all the twisting and flipping roles. And no, I didn't say that. Yes, you did, because I have it here. And you're like second guessing yourself constantly
Mhm.
in this case. And
Uh,
like, which makes you go back.
Yeah.
Where like I know pretty much everything like a textbook now. It's crazy, like more than I
Right.
know my own life.
I know, right?
It's crazy.
And
I'm like, what the heck?
like for someone like Daniel, that's what's worked for him. People revert back to what works for them.
Yeah.
And like he could go to work and sling that BS, you
Yeah.
know. He can sit there with his rugged out friends and himself and sling that and yeah, it's cuz the kids get ADHD, that's why CPS, And they're like, "Oh yeah, mhm."
Yeah.
Just sucking that up and believing it, Uh and it's worked for him. And he's probably a master at it, making it seem very realistic and truthful. But it doesn't work in this community.
Right.
It doesn't work with Sunny or me or you or Justin or it just doesn't work.
No.
Where are we at in your community now with like, is it toned down about people talking about the case? Are they still feeling like
Oh
just
no.
tell me what's going on in that community still right now, Nova?
Oh, people are still talking and
Yeah.
yeah, like, and my husband will hear it, like when he's out more than I am. But no, it's not shut off, and it won't shut off until there's an answer. And I think as long as people like us continue to talk about it and keep it alive and keep it out there, but they're just becoming more and more and more convinced, obviously, that something happened on that property, and more so
Absolutely.
had to do with Daniel.
And I agree. You know
Yeah.
what? Let me play this. This is from Dolly on here. Now, this is Dolly talking, but so I'm just going to play it out. I'll put it on a little bit faster speed, and then we'll come back. So, girls, pull out your vapes, go behind. I'll play this here on there, and I'll pull out mine, and we'll just sit there because
What are you talking about?
nothing at all.
Me?
Nothing at all. We don't absolutely innocent here. It's empty. It's just air. No, but anyways,
Just
honestly,
in my head right now.
this case makes me want to freaking just puff this thing all day.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Sleep with it in your mouth.
I mean,
Yeah.
no, yeah. You guys
Like
have no idea.
it's like a soother, right? At night when you go to bed.
Like, when Zach was on the live yesterday, we were talking about it, and I had a whole day of like, just information in my head, and I'm just like, camera off. Come on, seriously. So yeah, no, nothing to see back here. Nothing to see. Okay, so
that
let
was
me.
so funny, Nova.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna play
few
this
days,
and let's see.
and he seems to think these children are alive
Television.
and that
You guys?
Malaya may have hid them. Now, there's some bombshell new allegations that have been coming out the last few days on a few different channels, and some of Malaya's family or alleged family has been speaking. A man by the name of Durwood O'Grady, which would be a second cousin to Malaya, says that he believes that Malaya that day took Jack and Lily to the end of the road and someone picked them up. He says he's about 98% sure that this happened, and he believes he knows who was driving the vehicle that picked up Jack and Lily. He believes he knows the people that have Jack and Lily, and he has been online campaigning for these people to release Jack and Lily in a safe place and not to do anything crazy. Now, over the last few days, we heard that Malaya has grabbed Meadow and ran, and then last night, O'Grady made another bombshell statement that the CPS has taken Meadow from Malaya. Now, Malaya started off with 3 kids, and it seems like now, if O'Grady is right, she is down to 0 kids. Now, this mother has told some inconsistent statements, and I believe has completely lied to the public. She's come out, and her mother saying that Malaya was told not to give interviews to the media, which is absolutely not true according to the RCMP. The RCMP said watch what information she puts out into the media, but they never told her that she couldn't do any media. So that statement there is just a complete lie. Why is this mother lying? When there are missing kids, they should be 100% telling the straight truth the whole time. There should be no lies. Any normal mother would be out here screaming from the rooftops for her children, but we're not seeing Malaya do this. Malaya has basically went into hiding and has shut down and lawyered up. Now, is that something that an innocent parent does that's missing a child? It seems absolutely insane to me. But let me give my warnings real fast. Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculation, theories, so don't take nothing here as fact. It's just our opinion, completely satire. Everyone is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law, and that even means Malaya, Daniel, and the family surrounding Jack and Lily. Now, a lot of people say that Daniel's coming out pushing the blame onto Malaya so it takes some of the heat off of him. Now, the internet has been going hard at Daniel about some of his statements and his behavior and how he's been talking about Malaya in the last few days. Now, he did stop into my chat room and said a lot of things about, Malaya was awake when he got up. Well, she had laid back down into the bed, and he woke up when she laid down, and he didn't hear the kids, and he immediately went and checked on the kids. Now, these statements are a little bit different than he originally told in the very beginning of this case. Now, I think it's a situation, and this is just my opinion, where Daniel thinks Malaya did something, but at the same time, he don't want to throw Malaya under the bus completely because he's still in love with this woman, and this woman is the mother of his child, which is completely understandable. But here's the thing, in missing kid cases, every minute matters.
We'll stop it there for a minute and come back for a second. Okay, so we all know Daniel. God, Daniel, you're watching this, okay? Daniel, listen to yourself on the drum.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. Okay,
Daniel.
Everyone, take a moment. Hi,
like all 3, Daniel. Like it all.
Yeah.
That's right.
Daniel. Yeah. Oh, Daniel. Oh, what a web we weave when we first practiced to deceive. Daniel. I should be having a bucket of KFC here right now. What the heck was I thinking on that one? But anyways, and love is delusional. Okay, so obviously on DT's like, remember, he's like, well, I guess, she could have. You can't basically take it off the table. She could have gotten up, but he actually did say that she had gotten up and, that she came back to bed. And, he, of course, was like,
on dollies.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Right. But even in, there's so many versions to Daniel's story. It's hard to keep up with them all, but he's tried to play every single angle about when Malaya was on the phone, when she called 911, blah, 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 the whole 20-minute time. He has reverted to about after Lily, that it was about 20 minutes after. Yeah. Right. And remember, that's why they avoided the whole, like, Malaya, because she's not talking. She's the one that said it, but obviously scanner radio documents, and nobody was really, and it always bugged me because nobody was really hitting him with those questions. Like even DT, it's like DT, because he seemed to want to give, honestly, DT, he wanted to seem to give all these variances, excuses all the time for everything, for every part of the timeline. Well, 40 minutes can easily turn into an hour and 20, or what seems like 20 minutes is, it just seemed like all these excuses for these multiple things. Like, Thursday, I can't remember. Were the kids awake? Were they asleep? I don't remember.
Did we feed the kids on Thursday? I don't know.
But did you get your poutine from Acropole or whatever it was?
But yeah, only 5 stops.
Yeah.
You know, right.
I had a
We'll find
poutine,
more.
but I don't know if we fed the kids. Who knows?
That's crazy to me.
Were
Yeah.
they even alive?
Yeah, I know.
Might have been outside. I don't know.
I know, right, Malaya, right? It's like, I can't remember. Like, we're talking about the day before, and people keep wanting to make excuses like, oh my God, that these innocent people are such in a panic mode that they just can't remember. Malaya can't remember siphoning and Grandma Patty on Wednesday. Daniel, he's too busy doing meth or whatever that he can't get his Wednesday and Thursday straight and all that shit. But he said, Daniel did say, right, Daniel, come on now, that as time has gone on, your memory gets clearer.
Yeah.
Is that because you laid off the drugs?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Asking for a friend on that one. Actually, not really. But anyways, so he sits there and he's putting a bunch of messages in, and we're gonna hear more about the shirts and whatever. But what do you guys think about all this? About well, Meadow was in her arm, but and she obviously make a phone call at 8:28. But Malaya has him as if he was comatose. Right. But there's a lock on a door and Lily says that. He says, shush, whatever. We hear about that. Then wait, she didn't say anything. Oh, wait, no. Malaya's the one that said, you're right. My memory, I got foggy there. I thought that I was the one that said, do you hear the children? But you're right. No, it's Malaya. I mean, if you could put 1,000 twists and turns into this case. Thank you, Daniel, for trying to manipulate the public with your brain fuckery. But go on. So what do you got? So go ahead.
Now, apparently he told, and if Kent is still in the chat, Kent, can you confirm this? Yes or no? That he told Kent that he is aware that Malaya made that phone call and she made it by the bedroom window?
I am the one that.
The call to her mother?
So I'm the I'm the one that showed the screenshot because Daniel sent it to me about the window, but I don't recall about Kent knowing about that.
Well,
but let's see.
I thought there was something about him saying today on that show that he was on today.
Oh, okay.
But I was missing bits and pieces of it. That Daniel told him that he knew that Malaya called her mother that morning, that 8:28 call, and that she made it by the bedroom window.
What?
Which wouldn't shock me because I always said he wasn't sleeping. You don't know. You don't know that Lily came into the room. The door was rattling. You heard the kids out in the kitchen. The baby sleeping on Malaya's arm. Now if he did say that he knows she was by the window and made that call. You don't know all those things while you're sleeping. Obviously, if you know all that, you're not sleeping.
He was not in a deep sleep, remember?
Yes, by no means. He was not in a deep sleep.
The shushing.
Okay, so if Daniel said that to Kent, go ahead, Daphne.
The shushing thing is what got me too, because remember.
Oh, yes, and then he shushed.
Durwood first said that Janie heard coming from the backyard, right? Supposedly Malaya or somebody shushing. Then she denied it, right?
Yep.
And then now Daniel comes out and says he shushed Lily when she came in the door.
Right.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The 20 minutes, the shushing, like that's just weird. All these, I don't know. Flipping roles.
Like, I'll be needing that, Screeny.
Charmaine's saying he told her that he didn't know. Now maybe I got it wrong. I might have, because like I said, I was just catching what was being said off and on, and maybe I misheard. That's why I'm asking.
He didn't know that I last heard that he didn't know.
Okay, well maybe I misheard what Kent said.
Yeah, we got to get our facts straight, man.
Oh, and that's why I'm asking, right? If Kent can let us know, is that a yes or a no, or I could be wrong.
Well, so I remember Daniel said that no, he didn't know about that,
right? And that's what I understood.
But bottom line is, so Malaya, I mean, how did she manage to get out of bed with Meadow in her arm and that you didn't notice this, Daniel, at all? You were just in such a deep trance of a sleep that Malaya put you into. I don't even know how you recognized.
Go
ahead. Yeah. So like I said, to me, their timeline just blows apart, right? And it's just like you could just literally blow holes in it the whole way through their timeline, whether they're all in some sort of comatose sleep that they're all portraying that they're in. And of course, I know that that's something typical that people do all the time in these cases, is that they always, they're, I don't know, I was sleeping and the kid got out the back door and, blah, blah, blah. I noticed that Hunter True Crime used the case that I had showed it before because somebody had sent it to me as well. Yep. And I'm trying to remember that case. But anyways, it's about the same bullshit. So, back door just got out.
Elijah Lewis.
Elijah Lewis. Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't even finish it. I couldn't even finish it.
No, so
it's similar.
So similar. Typical. Again,
horrible.
Amnesia comes, and this is why their timelines to me, like, I don't know. Did I go in? What time did I go in helping my mom fix the fence? What, Janie, Reiki? Oh wait, the kids are out there looking for worms, and Malaya can't remember if the kids were even outside. Yeah, like I said, were the kids fed that day? We don't know, right? Their timeline is close to 4 versus 311 now, type of thing. Of Daniel keeps saying 4, but then Daniel also was an idiot, and remember he said to Kent, like, well, unless you have a screenshot of the 911 call, basically don't believe it. Here you go, right?
Oh no! And how many videos? I had played a video, you did a video, Justin did it, everybody was doing these videos, and he's saying that. It's like, have you not been watching us for the last 2 weeks?
That's what I know.
They're doing their timeline, in my opinion, because around that, because they didn't know what time Malaya called 911, in my opinion. So they were kind of estimating and doing their timeline off what we were saying, in my opinion.
Well, possible, yeah.
So don't forget, so we had Daniel tell Charmaine, right, of course, that, like frickin' Cindy arrived there within whatever 12 or 16 minutes of.
Oh my gosh.
Well, hold on a second, Daniel, though, but you said that you were gone an hour searching pretty much before you even came back, and that the search team had set up, but that you were, and then even Wade made a comment to that Daniel was gone searching for an hour or something like that. But, so there's all these inconsistencies about like just everything. And
that's why I say, like, they're so used to doing that. I say him and Janie, because obviously same. And getting away with that. That they don't realize that's not going to work here, right? And then when you call them out on it and you go, well, no, that can't be so. And then it's on to the next one, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, you guys have the proof there that she didn't. Okay. But you can't tell that that's her because look, she's cut off. Malaya's cut off there. You don't know that that's Malaya. Well, what's it matter if it was, it is Malaya, but even if it wasn't, like I said, if it's the devil that she's texting with, it still shows that Cindy didn't get there in 15 minutes. Like,
absolutely. Right. So like, he was just on this kick of just really trying to portray that, that these children are hidden and stuff like that. Go ahead. What were you going to say, Daph?
Oh, no. Remember in the beginning, that I swear that I heard that Malaya's phone was dead, and she used his.
You did?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that?
Yeah. That Malaya's phone was dead, type of thing, and she used his or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Her phone was dead, and she used his, but he said no, we never heard that.
Well,
they just make it up,
Well, that's just the thing. Why does everyone remember that, but yet.
See, everybody else remembers too. Yep.
But yet all of a sudden it was just like, now where was that said again? Yeah. That's the thing I think that was hard, was that there was nothing to show that he actually said that anymore. Like, where did it come from again? Because there's so much, right? There's like, honestly, with Daniel, try to keep up with his freaking, messages and his indifferences and, all that stuff. Anyway, let me play out some more here. This one. Thank you.
Okay, we don't know where these kids are. We don't know what condition these kids are in. We need 100% the truth. And another thing that I found strange in this whole thing is Malaya, when she left, she wanted the children's birth certificates, right? Why would she want the children's birth certificate? Why would she need their forms of identity and who they are, but yet she's not going out searching for the kids, looking for the kids? Is this a mother that already knows where the children are? A lot of people are saying she's hid the kids. Durwood O'Grady is saying she hid the kids. And Daniel himself told me he believes these kids are alive and they have been placed somewhere. The $1 million question is, where are these children? Now, the RCMP has issued a $150,000 reward for these missing children. They are asking for the help of the public in figuring out what happened to Jack and Lily. Is $150,000 going to be enough to make someone come forward in this case, to make someone talk, to bring justice for these kids? Now, Daniel also made some other bombshell claims that when Malaya was getting her stuff, that she took 2 of his sweaters. I asked him, I said, is it the hoodie type sweaters? And he said no, that they were regular sweaters. Now, he's scared that if Jack and Lily are found somewhere, that these sweaters will be planted with Jack and Lily. So it looks like that he put Jack and Lily wherever they are found, which is pretty mind-blowing and kind of scares me a little bit that there could be a crime scene, but I'm praying.
Okay, so let's go to that one. Okay, so we have Durwood, Dickwood, whatever you want to call him, on my live, telling me about why Daniel lied about the blanket, about the shirts being planted, because he wanted to get ahead of the game, right? So he was on Dolly Vision the first time he did that, and Haley Wood, 5 gift certificates, or sorry, gift memberships.
Haley, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Please tell her thank you if you received one of those. And also Jam to the Jam, thank you. She says, details, my Thursday has none. Remember the Thursday he told the searcher? And so does your knowledge of the case, what do you mean? What's a fireplace? Don't you know who I am? Mr. Exclamation Point Martell. Thank you guys. You're amazing. Thank you.
All right. Told you you're going to have that mansion by the time this is over here. On there. Plus YouTube's little take there, of 30. Okay, so thank you guys very much again. Please hit that like and the share for Jack and Lily. It's streaming to all 3 channels here, mine, Daphne's, and Nova's going on. So, of course, please hit that like, whichever chat room you are in. Bring it to the algorithm. Keep the voices that we are, the voices for Jack and Lily, and to bring awareness and thoughts and facts about what's going on with this case. So, okay, so we'll tackle let's see here. Okay, let's go back to the shirts and then we'll come back to yours. Okay, Jam to the Jam. So obviously, like I said, Durwood, his name is Darren. Okay, people. Darren had said that, the reason why because Daniel's talking with Janie, and basically I just think of little puppet, who's speaking out, right? He's being like the, then the controller of the talk between them. But anyways, of course, he says, like Daniel said, that about the shirt, the blanket, first of all, and that he wants to get ahead of the game and let them know about those shirts and stuff like that. But he was in Dolly Vision, and I don't have that screenshot handy myself right at the moment, but it was, basically, if the kids are found, just know. So that one would take away from that the children are going to be found dead. And if there happened to be a shirt, 2 shirts, a white one and a blue one, that, just so you know, that's Malaya's family yet again planting evidence against innocent me here, Daniel Martel. And so, so the thing is that, so when you're thinking of someone saying something like that, are you really going, well, Malaya has them hidden somewhere. And so she probably, oh, wait, hold on. No, Malaya, she now uses those for scratch and sniff. So every time she misses me, she's like, oh, yeah, Daniel, you fucking narcissist. Oh, yeah, I love it when you abuse me and use me. And, especially when the drugs are going on. Daniel, let me just get that scent. So he changed it to that. Oh, now on the DT show, now I know why Malaya did that. But the thing is that the whole thing was that, hey, I mean, if you find those 2 shirts with the kids and like that, that's the comment towards they're dead. And if you find them, I had to let the RCMP know ahead of time that someone went into my trailer. Not only did they go into the garbage bag and go place that blanket there, but also those same family members went into the trailer and 5 items were missing. And Malaya says, Logan was right beside me when I was putting Meadows' clothes in my Puma bag and a few of my clothes, right? And again, Malaya asked for the birth certificates after the fact. If she had all this planned out, people, she would have taken that shit with her.
It would
and
already
all
been, yeah, it would already been out.
Yeah.
right? So,
Yeah.
so
Now
Danielle
I'm
kissed my
seeing
ass.
that the shirts were found.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Have you heard that? Yeah.
Mhm.
She just made me think of it. Yeah.
Wait,
now the
tell me.
shirts have been found somewhere.
Oh, have they now? Where?
Yeah.
In the laundry basket and
Janie's trailer or something. I don't know.
yeah. And I was also told that because Janie was like, no, those were all Jack and Lily's 6 garbage bags. But again, I was told that no, basically 3 of them, I believe, or 4 of them were Jack and Lily stuff, and toys and stuff that they already had, like whatever put away. And that a bag, a big bag was of Malaya's stuff as well. But Daniel, again, there's another big ass lie. Come on, Daniel, let's just come on, calling a spade a spade. Daniel multiple times had said that he had all of the children's stuff and Malaya stuff there. Then as time went on, not too long, like maybe within the last 2 months now, Daniel was portraying that here we go again. Here's the setup, people. Malaya was planning all this. She left her stuff at Patty's that day. Dude, you can't remember Wednesday through Thursday first.
But you could remember that. Yeah.
Of course,
Right. Yeah.
right? 'Cause, you're so fucking methed out of your face there that, right? And so, part of me wonders about, let me ask you about the clothing and stuff like that. No, let's go to blanket. Blanket planted by Daniel. Yes or no? Your thoughts, Nova?
I've never been 100% on the fact that it's been planted. To me, it was either planted or someone tried to ditch it and get rid of it. And it accidentally flung up in the tree instead of.
Go with your first thought. Go with your first thought.
Yeah. Your gut feeling.
I'm just not prepared to say that it was planted. It could be planted, or it could have been somebody trying to get rid of evidence, and it didn't land where they thought it was going to land.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, too, where you were saying there about Daniel, first of all, I want to point out, when you're saying stuff like that about the clothes and that, Malaya's clothes were left at Patty's, those are outright lies.
Absolutely.
Those are not inconsistencies. That is made up crap that you're making up. And why? You have to ask yourself, why? Why would those people do that? Why?
Yeah.
The other thing, this whole thing with Daniel saying stuff in a preemptive way, like the 2 shirts, he has been doing that from the beginning. I remember when this first started, and of course how you present things on your YouTube channel, you have to be careful. And like I said, you can't come right out of the gate saying, well, I think it was the stepfather, because right off the bat, he's making an excuse up as to why his clothes are wet, that he was up waist deep in water looking for the kids, not because of something nefarious that he was up to. But that was my sister's take on it. I remember talking to her, our very first conversation about it. And that was her take on it, right? Well, of course, I can't come on YouTube and say that, right? You have to have more evidence, and you have to kind of wait it out to see if things go down that path, which it certainly has by now. But he's been doing that from the beginning. She picked right up on that. And, so we have him doing that, in my opinion, speculating, possibly due to, again, being preemptive. And then the shirts. And then, again, I talk about him being the only one saying about Lily with this bruise. He's the only one saying that. He's the one that come up with it. Nobody asked him. Nobody, he just all of a sudden come up with that. Well, if the children are found, are they going to find that Lily does have some type of injury to her skull in that area?
Oh.
you know, a facial injury
Right.
or something, right? Like, why is he saying that?
Right. Yeah.
Which Cindy would have seen on camera on Thursday. So I just wanted to say that is something he's been doing right from the beginning, right up until now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
All right.
I
ahead,
feel,
Jeff.
I feel the blanket was planted. I feel the.
You are right.
And I don't feel like it was planted. Sorry, I'm just going to say it. I don't feel like it was planted by Haley.
Oh, God, no.
Because Logan was right on her tail end. Right? She was right there. Like, was she throw it in the tree and have someone, you know what I mean? Who is going to take that risk of grabbing the blanket and going and planting it when there's so many searchers around, right? I mean, I know the majority of the searchers were over there by the Lansdowne Lake at this time and over there by the McLeod little bridge, because that's around the time the sticker star was found, right?
Right.
So I feel that the searchers were in a specific area that they didn't, that whomever is the guilty suspect here did not want them to be looking there. Maybe had thrown the, you know what I mean? Took that risk of throwing the blanket there so it could be found and the searchers can be brought out of a certain area that he could reveal where the kids are.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's just my gut feeling on it.
Yep. No, and I think if it was planted, definitely that would be the reason why, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Joyous. Thank you so much. Thank you, Joyous. I love you. You're awesome. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Riz. So yeah, so for me, the blanket absolutely planted by Daniel Martel. You know, just one of those things. Okay, I've always felt like Daniel planted it regardless, and it's just Daniel's the only one trying to associate other people all the time with everything. It's such a joke that he tried to say that there was this big hole punched in there, and to even think that Haley or whatever attempted to plant this blanket is absolutely ridiculous. Again, would have been called in, polygraphed, anything to do with that. There's a reason why she's not Daniel's, because you're full of shit, and there's a reason. Go ahead.
And either way, to me, whether it was planted or evidence that somebody was trying to get rid of, I do believe it was Daniel, mind you. And I mean, he went through that whole thing with that bag and had everybody focused on that damn bag. And then in the end, just tells the truth and says to Charmaine, yeah, that piece of the blanket was hanging on the railing. Did you know that, Sonny?
Well, hold on a second. So I know exactly what you're talking about, but actually, if you actually see that message, right, that it was basically, it was hanging on the rail. And guess what? Guess who talked about it? Well, it was Cheryl, right? And so Cheryl and Haley are Malea's family. So if you actually read it properly, it's more like that. The blanket was on the rail, but guess what? Cheryl's the one that's talking about it. Guess who planted it? Haley did. These are the two people trying to deceive you all. So it was more like that sarcastic-y type of message, like that. Versus,
I believe it was on the railing. I don't think that.
I believe it was as well.
Yeah.
I believe that there's truth to that for sure.
But to be sitting on the DT show and all, all smug, and just look like a fist-size hole in the bag, and somebody pulled their hand in and that piece ripped off. And when you already know that it was ripped off and then it's hanging on a railing, like.
Yeah. So I believe that is true, and I believe that Cheryl probably when she was on that live with Hidden in the Fog, Logan pretty much was like, you could just feel the animosity there going on. You got Daniel's corner, Logan, you got Cheryl speaking, and you can almost tell like Cheryl just kind of shut up a little bit, because every time that, no offense, Susan, but when you watch that, like she's under attack, Cheryl, right?
She was treated badly. She was.
Right. And the person that would know about that, that would probably have told her would be Malaya. Now, someone didn't, I think Pons came into my live and said that they had heard back that, yeah, it was on the rail. I believe it was on the rail because I believe that Cheryl was being accurate. I think that was information given to her from Malaya about that other piece, but she was being so attacked that she kind of, I think, wanted to get off that live, to be honest with you, because Logan's sitting there just, saying it like you could just feel it. And I honestly, if I was being talked to that way personally, and you got Logan, and then you have Susan saying like, well, you can't put things out there. Well, I just think that she didn't want to say, like, she was trying very hard not to use Malaya's name, at all.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I want to say something real quick.
Whoops. One sec.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shenanigans. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shenanigans.
Yes, Shenanigans it was. It was never in the bag.
It's all shenanigans, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I can see it. I can see you on the super chat, but I can't see him. I can't see him.
Who?
But I can see his super chat. Wolfie. Thank
Oh.
you so much. It is so weird.
I don't see Wolfie's super chat either.
No, I see his super chat.
I don't. But
I
I should
don't
see it.
either.
I just see it come up. Where did it go?
I don't see one.
Yeah, it's right here.
Huh. I don't see it.
Me neither. I see everybody else's.
What is going on? I'm so
I don't
sorry.
know. It's weird. There's sometimes people are in my chat and they're like I can see other people commenting and going ha ha ha, so, whatever the name is, and I don't see it. I'm like, well, I can't see them saying anything.
Weird.
Yeah.
I
see Wolfie.
They see it. That's so weird. I'm so confused.
Are you sure you're not donating to somebody else there, Wolfie?
No, I said Wolfie's a ghost. Someone said he's my own person.
Joy says he's a ghost.
Yeah. Someone in Nova's chat needs to give her a super chat. You got to have a little balance here, right?
Somebody did.
Yeah, I'll go over.
Yeah, that was like.
Don't you dare! You're saving your money. You're saving your money. Don't you dare.
No, she's gonna have a freaking she's gonna have an absolute mansion by the time, a Barbie mansion.
Barbie mansion.
Barbie
mansion. Yeah, next stream, guys, in the Barbie house for y'all. I know. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why I can't see him though. It's the
me neither. Like, I can see
in the world.
Maybe he's got us all blocked and we just see his super.
I don't know.
It's just Wolfie playing wolf games is what it is.
Playing wolf games.
Being sneaky wolf.
But back to the blanket. Can I say something?
Yeah.
I can even show you guys. So no,
go ahead.
I can't talk about the blanket no more.
Yeah, show us.
It's so weird. I'm gonna show you my blankets. So this is the weird thing. So on the transcripts, right? On the dispatch transcripts, I'm going to get technical now. Oh, Nova hit herself. It says that the blanket was on the ground. And it is that blanket. Malaya talks about the blanket, and she said it's on the ground. On the transcripts, on the dispatch transcripts, it says the blanket that they found says family has told us about a piece of a blanket, and under that it says mom has confirmed that it belongs to Lily, right? And it says blanket is found on the ground. Like, I just read it yesterday because I'm like, what is up with this blanket being found like all over the earth?
That's crazy.
And then I don't know if it's the second blanket, because Daniel said there was another blanket, and I'm like, what?
So there was so the blanket was actually in the tree, right? I mean, when you in the documents too, you'll see where, like, I don't know where people got 6 foot out of there, because Hayden says it's like three feet basically up. Okay, so there, I wouldn't call it a blanket, I would call it a pink rag that was on the ground, that was on the side of the road, in a sense, on the ground.
Okay, maybe but that one wasn't Lily's though, was it?
No, So I think that there's things getting twisted up in here because the RCMP said that there was no second blanket. That the only blanket that there was the one, so maybe they're talking because the other one is more like a rag. And the reason I remember that. Go ahead.
Torn clothing and rags. That's what they said in the same sentence as the blanket. So
Yeah.
maybe
I remember
that's
that.
what it was.
Yeah. Because because the reason why I've seen that is because when Haley sent me the picture of the pink blanket, you know, when somebody has their screen roll of pictures at the underneath of it, there was the picture of that pink piece of rag as well on that. I could see it on her roll. Now somebody else had already sent me that picture, and so I knew it was like the same picture. So that, but it was more like a dark pink fuchsia rag. You know, I wouldn't call it a blanket at all. I would call it a rag, like a bath towel. No, sorry, not a bath towel, a tea towel.
Tea towel. What is that? The ones what we thought were ribbons?
No.
Okay, no. Okay, so this one. Do you want to look at the transcripts? Because so maybe they found that stuff around the same exact time as they found.
They did.
Like in the tree. Okay, so it was around the same time, 3:45 then. Okay. Okay.
Shenanigans. I thought someone / Bear took the blanket from the trash bag. Some people were freaking out about the bag color. Remember, it was clear bag. Yeah, ain't no bear taking that out of there.
Yeah, no bear taking that.
Daniel, punch.
Yeah.
But no, that was just to pretend, right? Because it was really on the rail to me, and that was just to pretend like someone had gone in there. But the thing is that all of the stuff just equals up to ridiculous. To think that Haley, who Logan was right behind her, it's just to me absolutely clear, and it will come to fruition that it was absolutely clear that Daniel had planted that blanket himself.
Yeah, obviously that's why he had his brother film him.
Right.
To say, hey, I put it in the trash, and mom said, don't do it, people. Right?
Is this a new one?
That's new.
Thank you, Shenanigans and Jam to the Jam.
Aww.
So they did what you said.
Jam to the Jam.
You guys didn't have to do that. Thank you. And I'm glad you subbed up too. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, thanks everyone for being here.
Hi, Trail Hiker.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you. This is fun.
Now in saying that, okay, so I do want to show you guys what I was talking about before, if you guys don't mind. You guys still good for time?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What time is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dang. We've already been on here for almost 2 hours. That's crazy.
You know what? Ignore that, Daph.
I know, but it doesn't even seem like it. Yeah.
Ignore it like Sunny does.
Yeah. For 12 hours.
It's not going to be a 4 to 5 hour live. 3 hours and 59 minutes, perhaps, but not 4. Okay. No, but okay. One of the people, so obviously we had Enjoyous psycho trying to trash
yeah.
And then Becca did a video on me and Zach. Thank you very much. Anyway, by the way, Zach and Shannon will be doing a live tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, she's an Aussie time, just so you know. So there will be another live on Jack and Lily at 10 p.m. tonight. Like I said, it's Eastern Standard Time. But anyway, so the name was Becca's tarot to it, but you guys got to watch this because you guys, there's only a few people that I watch, and the reason why I watch them is because I feel like they're actually authentic in their capabilities, because I know from firsthand experience that there are absolutely mediums out there, or tarot card readers, or card readers, palm readers, that absolutely are good. Why I can say that? Because I had 2 exceptional ones in my life. You can't play me for a fool when it comes to that stuff, especially when I know that they know nothing about me. So it's not about generalization. But anyways, you guys need to watch the cards that are flipping out on this. And this is why I want to show it. Sometimes I'll show stuff. The Reckoning. If you guys haven't watched The Reckoning, you guys got to go back and watch Jack and Lily's The Reckoning one too. But anyways, so big time girls. Okay, all right there. Let's see here. Where am I again? Oh yeah, here it is. But you guys got to watch this, okay? Don't leave. Nobody leave. I don't care if you're not into this shit. Don't leave. All right. I'll even put it on faster speed. Okay, guys. Now, hold on a second. I do have your guys' links in the description of this video. Okay, just so you know that. So Nova's link is in the description. Daphne's link and Becca's Intuitive Tarot is in the link of this as well. And but yeah, just watch. I'll put it on a faster speed though. Let's see how. Let's see playback speed. We'll start off at 1.25. If I might make it faster if it needs to be. But okay, girls, ready? Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Audience, you ready for this? Okay, because this is what I think a lot of us think, but it's the cards that fall out.
This is what I told you guys I was working on so this is what the backs of my deck will look like, okay? So this back is Intuitive Tarot, True Crime Oracle deck, back is this Crime Scene Do Not Cross. There's 132 cards in the deck, okay? But so I'm going to use the proofs today in the reading. Let's see how that is all going to step parents and accident right away. But I am going to shuffle, just so you know I've shuffled the deck. Wells and septic systems were already checked. I do believe wells were already checked by RCMP. All right, let's see. What is RCMP thinking happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? Only bring out truthful information. What is RCMP thinking happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? Okay, let's see what this is. We have jealousy, controlling narcissist. In the very beginning. Jealousy, controlling narcissist. And I'm going to say this reading is alleged for entertainment purposes only. What is RCMP? See, I have a truth card. I told you I have a truth card. This is what my truth card looks like. And, okay, what is RCMP thinking happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? What is RCMP thinking happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? Only bring out truthful information. What is RCMP thinking happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? That's too many. Okay, we have witnesses. There are witnesses to the crime. They know there's witnesses. But this is in a challenge position. In their advice, we have buried evidence. Victim was put in a container of some kind. Buried evidence. But, well, that came out together, so that'll go in the challenge position for RCMP. Witnesses. There are witnesses to the crime. Buried evidence. Victim was put in a container of some kind. Buried evidence. What is RCMP thinking happened? What do they really think happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? What is RCMP thinking really happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? Time of day, sunset/evening is in the advice, you guys. Time of day, sunset/evening. What is RCMP thinking really happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? What is RCMP thinking really happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? Only bring out truthful information. What is RCMP really thinking happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? Backstage Street. What is RCMP thinking really happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? Hang on, you guys. I gotta unplug my phone. Give me a second. Okay. What is RCMP really thinking happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? What is RCMP? Okay, we have storage container coming out. Storage container used, put in a container. Child card was behind that with abuse and neglect. So we have jealousy, controlling, narcissist, witness. We have witnesses. There are witnesses to the crime, buried evidence. Victim was put in a container of some kind. In the advice position, we have time of day, sunset, or evening. Okay, storage outcome, we have storage container used, put in a container. Okay. We have child. And then we have abuse and neglect, which we already know there's allegations of abuse and neglect towards Lilly&Jack. Clarify jealousy and controlling narcissist. What is RCMP thinking really happened to Lilly&Jack? Okay. Not a coincidence. You guys know this card pops out every time, even with my other crime decks. Rural setting, country living, homestead cabins. So it doesn't matter how many different decks, crime decks I pull from, we keep getting, I mean, energy doesn't lie, you guys. Clarify witness. There are witnesses to the crime, buried evidence. Victim was put in a container of some kind. Whoa. We have fighting and arguing, disagreement. And someone wants revenge. All right. Clarify time of day. Sunset or evening. For what is RCMP suspecting really happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan. Clarify. What do we got here? Boyfriend. Boyfriend. Then I won't even inject names, okay? Give me more about this boyfriend. Time of day, sunset, evening. Why is this in the advice position for RCMP? What they're really thinking happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan. Trapped, being held against their will. Verify storage container used, put in a container, child abuse and neglect. Why is this here? Or what is RCMP suspecting happened to Lilly&Jack Sullivan? We have Coast Guard. Beware of drowning, strangulation, water. Having financial troubles, life insurance. And time of day coming out, nighttime. So in the evening hours to the nighttime. So again, when I get the life insurance, this is telling me, with this clarifying, and we also bottom of the deck, we have police, search warrant out for arrest, questioning suspect. Okay, so that would be RCMP. So the water, the drowning, strangulation, beware of drowning, Coast Guard, and having financial troubles is clarifying. Storage container used, put in a container, the child. Abuse and neglect, okay? And then we have this is clarifying all that, okay? So someone did this to preserve their life. We also do know that they were having financial troubles, okay? Because apparently they stole from Malea's grandmother. Also, they weren't getting their, because Daniel forgot to file taxes or something like that, they weren't getting their money. Malea wasn't getting her money from the government. See, I'm feeling the heat. See, RCMP. Police, search warrant out for arrest, questioning suspect, used fired burn. This is feeling the heat, feeling the pressure. Fair festival grounds, we have in different county or state. So in Canada, that would be different county. Fair festival grounds, we have death, not alive. We have shooting, mass shooting, used a gun.
See here, I'm going to stop that there. Guys, because I don't want to take sit there and play everything from it on this one. So that was from Becca's tarot, but I just was like, there's so I watch Shell. I love Shell Tarot Spirit. I love watching Passionate Perseverance, and these cards always keep coming out no matter which one you're watching. And to me, this is it's what I'm trying to always understand on this myself is about something happened to those children to me on that property, in my opinion. What happened? I was always more logical to think that they got into drugs, perhaps. But I really believe, so I already know that there was an argument that night, or whatever you want to call it, that Malea said that she woke up. Okay, so that's not in, of course, that part of it, because according to Malea, Daniel slept the whole way through, and so did she. But anyways, so told the family, told to Alana that she woke up and Daniel was doing meth. Okay, again, whatever the timeline is here with the children, it was always like, okay, so did one get hurt during this argument? Did Daniel do something to the children when he claims that he turned on the light? Suffocation. Did one get hurt and then the other one got suffocated? Something like that. What keeps going through my, head trying to understand what happened to these children and how, because it's 2 children, it's not 1, but when you're trying to think of 2 children, do you guys have any, did you guys want to weigh in on what your thoughts were about that, or no? It's up to you. Like if you were to kind of think of how 2 children could go missing and if it was on the property.
I always wondered about the light thing too, because to me, it's almost a preemptive statement. When I first heard him say that, I thought, okay, now why is he adding that into the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I almost felt like he's saying it in case anyone had noticed that the light might have been turned off or on. So now he's got to say, I checked on the children at 12 o'clock. But what really was going on at 12 o'clock? It did make me wonder, did something happen then? Yeah.
Well, exactly. And then we have Brad Wong talking about a vehicle 4 times between 12 and 5. We have Justin.
Right.
That, of course, in the documents. And now Brad, I asked Brad specifically, did you hear an ATV at all? He said, no, I didn't hear an ATV. And again, we kind of heard that there was a different sounding vehicle. Now, Brad said that Daniel was driving this Kia Rio or whatever for like a year and a half. And it was posed to me through whatever the sources that, did you know that the vehicle went missing right after the incident? For a little bit of time there. Now, Brad had said that Margaret McKenzie actually is the person that actually owned that vehicle, which is Ron McKenzie's wife. So where does the truth lie with that? But there's definitely one thing I will agree on regardless, is that so Daniel could have just had a borrowed vehicle. And why were they at Ron McKenzie's?
Wait a minute. Doesn't Ron McKenzie, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Does Ron McKenzie lives on McLeod Road, right?
No. Ron lives where just the house beside Earl's on Lansdowne.
Oh, I was thinking of Wayne.
You're thinking of Wayne. Yeah.
I thought he owned some land or something on McLeod Road, though.
Could be. Ron, you mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right next to so Wayne McKenzie, his land backs up to the Alma River.
So let me just take a look here. Hold on, let me just bring up Google Earth here.
And I was hearing that for the longest while, Sonny, those rumors.
About which one there?
That there was a vehicle that I thought they were saying that the RCMP had confiscated a vehicle from out there. And then I ended up realizing what was being said is that like a vehicle disappeared from out there, and that the vehicle was pre-owned by Margaret McKenzie. Yeah, I've been hearing that for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, that's what Brad had said when he was speaking there. So like, meaning, again, I mean, obviously I would think that RCMP have all this information, and it's just, like I said, a matter of digital footprints and what they can take about it in a rural area is my thoughts. Okay, so obviously we know that Brad's home's here, and Wayne's, I believe, is this home here. Is that correct?
Yes, and Wayne's property line backs up to right there on the river, right where the star was found. His property line backs up right there. And and then across the street, across the street from Wayne's, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like
over I'm sorry. If across on McLeod. I'm pretty sure that's Ron's other property. Let me find. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, like here?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, it could be true. I don't know myself.
Well, why I say that is because Brad did say that. Remember how I asked if the car went up the 289 and turned on McLeod Road, and if that vehicle does belong to Ron, what if it was parked over there in his property? If that is his property, I'm pretty sure that's his property. Or
Yeah, I'm not sure
I'm
on
pretty
that part.
sure because I have it marked. Or maybe it's a different brother. Oh my God.
Well, there's Wayne and is it
Harvey.
Henry? I think
Harvey?
Harvey.
Harvey
Yeah.
lives on that road. Okay, Harvey.
And
Yes, Harvey.
he's the one that doesn't really get along.
With
I've had information sent to me saying that he's not as tight with the rest of the gang.
okay.
But
Yeah.
but Heidi is.
Who?
Heidi. She's
Who's
friends
Heidi?
with
Oh,
Jamie.
wait, Heidi. Who's Heidi? Heidi Corbett?
Yes, she's married to Harvey.
Oh, okay. And that's when people were asking, and then Kent said, like, because I remember asking Kent, like, who the fuck is because remember that was during the time that I was in that chat with you and that other person that I don't remember who it was. And this was being shown, like, talked about, right? About well, this was being talked about with the whole Kent thing and stuff like that. And I'd ask Kent, like, who the hell is this, right? Same name, so you should freaking know, right? And he's like, I don't know what relative that is of mine, if it is. And then Charmaine, a couple months later, going Kent. So then that information was obviously, like, kind of whatever brought out again, and then Charmaine, but I was like, Charmaine, like, this was already talked about. And so this was like at least a month or two later, and then Charmaine's going, what the fuck, who's Heidi Corbett?
Third cousin.
Yes. So in saying that, so Harvey is married to Heidi Corbett. Right. And Kent, you guys, according to Kent, he doesn't know of this relation, probably is, but maybe it's just someone removed down the line there, like a third cousin, like you said, or something like this. And this is when kind of I know that there was speculation with Kent, like, you're part of it. You and Daniel and Durwood and all got Saul or something, whatever. But anyways, going back on track to this, I suppose, So basically, Brad, we never did figure out because he stopped talking. Brad said because of, just people taking videos and that, and they just kind of remember they were in my chat and in yours, I guess Brad was, and saying that, which I had no clue of, that basically the vehicle made a trip apparently up towards near Leg and near Larg or Lairg. How do you say it? Lairg?
Lairg.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
So do you guys at all believe that the children could have possibly be placed somewhere in this area at all?
I think more towards Glengarry or up more towards, like, closer to, like, the Pioneer Cemetery area. I think somewhere along that route or however you say it.
Yeah, route. But either way, the same
perimeter.
Now, so in saying that, to you, Daphne, Glengarry had at least 7 cameras from Melissa Scott. And they, of course, so in my head is always, of course, them coming out saying that basically there was no vehicle between that time frame, or anything key to the whatever case it was. And so basically anything Justin said or Brad said, it couldn't be verified. Not that it didn't happen, just that it couldn't be verified. So I'm always trying to wrap my head around the camera situation between 12 to 5 and Melissa Scott's Glengarry cameras. So what's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are on it, which Brad confirmed for me, that see that A drawn out? Well, it looks like an A to me. I see things in lines, but
here, yeah.
Yes, the A right there. So he drove, if allegedly, he said 4 times the last trip, it was a different vehicle, it sounded like, right?
Right.
Went this way, and then that little arm down to Glengarry area right down there. And there, like, we know where Melissa Scott lives, right? Like where that little elbow is right there going
Where
in the
does
driveway.
Melissa Scott live, actually?
Where that little elbow or shoulder pop-up thing is that you have going on there, like right around White Hill, and I don't want to give the exact area, but so then you have a home at the end of this yellow line that you've drawn out right there that just sold, right? It's a lot of acreage. I think maybe 100 acres or something like that. And I'm wondering, it just sold in the last 12 months, and it makes you wonder, like, are they thinking the kids might be out here, or maybe scared somebody? That's why they're selling their home, because Melissa seemed really scared too, right? In her interview.
Right.
And also Nova mentioned that there is a gravel pit out here. Is that what it is, Nova, right there, that empty area?
It's on the Matheson Road. You know the house that you stopped at, and I said that's actually the relative that I used to go visit because I was out there all the time. The gravel pit is just out by there on the Matheson Road. But I'm sure there's probably more out there, but that's the one that I was thinking, and that's the road that takes you, like that is Glengarry, that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you were. Yeah.
Yeah.
That Matheson Road takes you through to Glengarry and then right up through into White Hill, where you come out on the other end. Then you're on the White Hill end of it. Those roads are so long.
Yeah, they look like it. Now, can you take that one road where the little yellow line ends? Can you take that out to Sheepherders Junction?
Where?
Sheepherders Junction.
Where's that? Did you say?
It's down below that yellow line.
Here?
So south, I think it's south. If you kept going on this road, past your yellow line, would it go to Sheepherders Junction out there? I'm wondering. Because there's waterfall. No, it cuts off. Okay, it cuts off. I see it now. It cuts off. But in my opinion, there's a reason they just didn't just grab cameras. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's something to it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Because they could have asked for cameras in any direction, but that's the direction they asked for.
And they wanted that to be mentioned, so they did an interview on it, or had her do an interview, right? Yeah.
Right. I guess Dickwood's in the house here. He's not definitely in my channel because I have him blocked, so he's in one.
I have him blocked in mine too.
Or it must be Daph's. Hey Dickwood. So now that we're saying that, well, let's see here. Stop screen. Whoops. Guess we could bring us back up in a second. Actually, the only idiot in this room, besides yourself, well, is yourself. Probably Daniel's watching this as well. So say whatever you want, but you're the one that keeps looking like a fool with all your rants and raves, and then your son and his rants and raves, Jordan. Sadly, you're the one that brought all this on for your family and stuff like that, because your mouth just doesn't want to stop. Just like
if you want him blocked, Daphne, here's your chance.
I just,
it's up
I don't
to
like
you.
I really don't like to block anybody. I really don't, because I believe like everybody should have their speech and stuff, but I do not want people. I don't want him fighting, and I don't want you to fight people. But I want to ask you something. If you were not there that day on the property, how can you vouch? How can you vouch for those 3 people there? If you were not there and you did not see them, how could you vouch for them? That's the thing, right? Like, why would you stick up for people? Like, if you weren't even there and you didn't even see what was going on, right? I
know.
Like, I would never do that if I wasn't sure, because you never truly know somebody. Like, I would not stick my neck out for that. You never know. Like,
well, I know, because a lot of times he's speaking like as if he was there, but his information he's put together from the Brookside to believing Daniel and Janie, and stuff like that, and somehow he seems to know all the answers to, again, where they're hidden, who has them, and all that stuff. I mean, he changes his story with regards to that, like he changes his underwear personally. And this picture, of course, is your beautiful son, Jordan, with his beautiful tats and his, I think so. It seems like Jordan's wants to insert himself. Good fight with that. It's just going to cause him more grief, and you've already caused your family and that enough grief, don't you think there, Durwood? I still believe that you want answers for Jack and Lily, but the way you've gone about this whole thing is just nothing but a freaking sailor's mouth that gets mad at people, tells people off all the time. You got no sense of common sense and stuff like that, and you just keep wanting to blabber your mouth. And now your son's coming out blabbering his mouth, telling people to suck his D, calling them cunts and stuff like that. And I'll use the chip off the old block, in my personal opinion, because again, you're a product of your environment. So I'm pretty sure that the children grew up with this type of language and stuff like that. But I think he purposely, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I purposely feel, Daphne, that that this picture was just him. It's like someone trying to mimic in the background, going, like I did a live and blah blah blah, told people to fuck off and all that stuff and blah blah blah. And now this reminds me of a Daniel move. Now he basically kisses Daniel's ass and thinks that Daniel's the greatest thing since sliced bread, pretty much, right? And like I said, the truth will come out. Just the truth will come out, So we can all say what we want, but the truth will come out eventually. But what do you think about this picture that Jordan Geddes decided to post up? Because I think
it's freaky as fuck. Well, excuse my language, with the satanic stars on the chest, is freaky. But one thing I want to say, though, you knew, Durwood, when you came out, that this was going to happen, right? And then with all the inconsistencies and everything with the family and stuff. So if you didn't want the attention, then you shouldn't have came out with that. You should have just went directly to the RCMP, right?
So, yeah.
Janie told me to shush.
The shush.
Yeah, I know, because you were sitting right next to her.
I was going to say, right, like Durwood was repeating what Janie, had told him about
exactly.
And he's even saying here, yeah, that's what Janie told me.
He was sitting right next to her. Yeah.
So, right.
But wouldn't that make you question something if somebody told you something and she told somebody else something, but then she turns around and totally says, no, never said that, or no, that didn't happen. Chelsea's in the chat too, and she's asking Durwood a question.
I think she's saying Durwood, get Jordan Geddes
to call me,
yeah, and stuff like, bottom line is here, I'm all about just the truth for Jack and Lily. I don't really, it's my opinion. Everyone has their own right to have their opinions. I think that, in my opinion, Daniel is an absolute narcissist. That Malaya absolutely has knowledge of what happened to Jack and Lily herself. So whether you think that they're hidden, and I still think that that's just so far out there now, it's just ridiculous to me. But regardless, all we want is answers for Jack and Lily. So, again, the truth, right? Now, that's it. So if Jordan has any truth about Thursday, if Jack and Lily were there, because, that's based upon obviously a tip that was put in, right? That we've been talking about recently. I haven't talked about it too much because of the timeline of Google Maps, and I know you can edit it and stuff like that. And so we see 5 visits, but yet we know there's multiple visits, right? So we have gas station, right? We have the blood work place. We have Tim Hortons. We have Starbucks. We have, I think, was it Lawton's as well? Is Lawton's the gas station, or is that?
Lawton's is the place where she got the diaper rash and Tylenol.
Okay. And then we have, what's it called? Acropole?
Yep.
Yes.
So, seriously, like
20.
And so it's right. So it's if you can manipulate a timeline, is there any truth? Not that Jordan had anything to do with it. Just, is there any truth to the fact of that Jack and Lily were seen, that Daniel was holding a Tim Hortons cup with a red shirt with the, necklace on there? My thing is about this. if it's not truthful, it's just simply maybe a misseeing or something like that, right?
Yeah.
The person believes absolutely, because they were on an event like going to the store to pick up something,
Yeah.
and what the person said was that couple things. Why weren't these children in school was the one thing, and why were they on the side of the road? And that when her dog barked, all of a sudden the kids jumped back, right? Or Jack jumped behind Lily,
Yep.
right? But again, it's kind of like in my head, I sit there kind of torn about was, you know, yeah, like it's just hard when there's nothing, like you just want something to piece that to the truth.
Mhm.
And if there is truth to that, then obviously bottom line is it just shows that either Daniel's a fucking liar again,
Mhm.
and Malaya, and that their timeline was manipulated, and stuff like that. But I mean, obviously the police went over to Jordan's house. Well, now whatever became of that, I don't know.
Yep.
Right. And Jordan spoke about that on Dolly's live and said that about other kids and stuff like that. But I think there's a difference between certain ages versus, like when someone kind of gives specifics and then they say like,
Yeah.
coffee cup of Tim Hortons, and yet we know that they went to Tim Hortons,
Yeah.
and also about the clothing, the Easter clothing, Lily in pink, Jack in blue.
Yeah.
And this is May 1st we're talking about, guys. And but then they specifically say though that again, coffee cup, red shirt, probably his tap out shirt, and that Malaya was holding metal and the baby had a bow in their head. Like, and then there was another black car there. But again, right, it's just trying to verify it. Do you include it or exclude it? Is there
Mhm.
truth to it? Is there not truth to it? Because you don't want the shit that's mixed up in all of this, right?
Mhm.
But the thing is that Daniel has told so many different stories. It's like, how could anyone, like, how could Durwood even, right? If you're fighting for Jack and Lily, and I get the fact that you're talking to the Brooks and they're acting all strange and weird, and that Cindy has said different things, but and she's off dating and blah 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 blah. But how could you even possibly believe Daniel with all his stories that changed, let alone we
Mhm.
just heard you say about the shush with Janie? But how does that even seem conceivable that all this happened? So when you're sitting there going around, Darren, and you're saying things like, I 100% ironclad, 1000% ironclad know that my source Janie there is telling the truth. These kids are fine. I'm washing my hands of it. And then you double down and you keep doubling down that you know where they are and that they're on this reservation and blah blah blah. But then you switch your words up and say, well, I think that I hope that I'm right about this, or da 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 da. But
Mhm.
how can you even take Daniel for a grain of piss, a pot of piss, when his stories change all the time, right? Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
How can so anyway, sorry. Go ahead, you guys.
I agree. I agree. I mean, when this, there's definite lies being told.
It's too
Why?
many lies. Yeah.
Yeah. Why does that not make you think twice that something's wrong here? The only thing I can think of is that your mind just can't go there.
Mm-mm.
That your mind just can't accept that something nefarious took place here, and that your mind can only believe that the children must be alive and off somewhere living a happy life, because that's only where your mind wants to go. It's the only,
Mm-hmm.
explanation for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Yeah, exactly. The thing is that, he keeps belittling, and I mean, Darren keeps belittling all the content creators, saying you slander, say this and that and stuff like this. And yet, what are we trying to do? Bring awareness, show the inconsistencies, show the bullshit of Daniel and stuff like that, because that's what it's proven to be. Like, there's no making that up. I mean, you came on the lives. Go ahead. Who was going to say something?
Yeah,
Well,
no, I just,
Darren,
yeah,
you gave information to the police and they don't care. Well, why don't you tell us what that information is then? If there's information that you have that is so believable that is leading down another path to where these children are, can you tell us? Tell us what that is.
Well, the information he did give, he's already actually said.
Well, is that the same information
Yeah.
he's talking about?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about Daniel and Janie and the inconsistencies and the lies, and he's saying I gave information to police,
yeah,
and they're
there's
not
a-
listening.
he gave a new post today or yesterday, and he said that he went down there and spoke to the RCMP. I don't have.
But is this just on this same old story that,
Hold on one second.
or is this on
There was the
something
one
new?
that
Guys, no,
the other day.
everybody just chill, please. No name calling or anything in chat, please. Do I have it? Here, I'll share it. Oh, sorry, I'm so cool.
Well, I don't know who's accusing you and your son of terrible
I was
things.
gonna
I
say-
saw what you wrote in your post, and I haven't heard
Yeah.
anybody saying that stuff. The stuff that you had in your post, I've never ever heard anybody saying that stuff. And I live here in Pictou County, Darren. And I didn't even know anything about your son until your son come out himself on Dolly saying
Yeah.
that the police were at his house and nobody knew anything about him. I haven't heard anybody say anything terrible about you guys. Not here in Pictou County, not on any of these channels.
Yeah.
This is
If it's on Facebook, well, that's how Facebook is and will always be, whether they're talking about this or whether they're talking about they were over at the superstore getting groceries. It's going to be nasty. That's the Facebook thing. If that's what you're reading, get off of there.
Daph,
Yeah,
just ask,
that's-
are you talking about the post that starts off with "Think about this if your father was being
I just
open"?
put it in your stage. Yes,
Okay.
that one.
Okay, I'll add it. There we go. Add to stage. Why is it not going up there? Oh, I gotta remove this one.
I don't know. Here, let me zoom in.
Can you make it bigger? Yeah, thanks.
Whoa.
That's what I'm saying isn't working for me.
Oh.
You want to read it, Sunny?
Yeah, sure. It says, think about this if your my bad here. I should probably be on camera. Think about this if your father was being openly accused online of being a child murderer, a drug manufacturer, dealer, a child molester, a liar, and a thief, and was totally innocent. Would you try to defend him in any way you could? That this is what my son is doing, and despite the hateful lies podcasters are spreading and idiots are repeating and believing to attract views and subscriptions for a few dollars, myself and my son have told the truth throughout it all and have suffered huge damages because of stupid, ignorant, hateful people. Okay. Thanks God, our friends, for our friends. On Thursday, November 13th, major crimes investigator John Donaldson Wright was given the information by myself and a professional private investigator that should enable them to solve the disappearance of Jack and Lily. The RCMP, in my opinion, should have solved this issue months ago. If the RCMP do not make arrests of us, at least some people are responsible for this math within 1 week, 7 days. Want the tape of my interview with them on November 13th released to the public unredacted in full. They need to start being accountable. Thoughts?
Well, I just said my thoughts. I have not heard anybody say those things up above. That he's a child red rummer, that he's what else does it say? Go back up top.
I don't know. I can't speak for other channels.
Rug manufacturer. dealer, a child molester, a liar, a thief. I don't know who's saying that stuff. I haven't heard any of that
I
stuff.
think it's on Facebook. I think.
Well, he's saying podcasters, though.
Well, maybe there are some that I just don't watch. Maybe some.
Well, I don't think any of us watch them then because, I mean, don't be watching that crap is all I can say.
I mean,
like,
yeah, you just,
I don't know.
You know what I mean? You gotta push it off your shoulder. I mean, people are gonna say stuff regardless. But the thing is, like, when you push yourself out into the limelight, you're gonna get the bad with the good, especially with missing children's cases. And when the RCMP came out and said that there's no evidence of it, right? Like, that's what they said. I don't know. And I'm not trying to be mean, but like, you weren't there, right? You don't know these people like you think you do. I mean, I don't know. I just wouldn't stick up for people, like, if you don't know for sure, right? Unless you have some kind of involvement with it. Just my opinion.
Well, see, I've never really got into the muddle of all that stuff too much, even with those Jordan Geddes things and stuff like that. Besides wanting to know if Jack and Lily and Daniel that were on there May 1st. I actually don't even actually read Durwood's posts. Sometimes people send them to me. I can't be asked to constantly listen to what I deem as just utter bullshit. Like, he brought himself out in this space, and then because of his tone and because of the way he talked, is what got him into this muddle, is because he brought himself in here. Now, he probably didn't know better at first, and then he got a hell of a lesson once he realized the community and how people are. Absolutely. But then he goes on the attack, right? He did it, that has done it to me, done it to a ton of people and stuff like that. But the thing is that what proof? There's like, this is such a far-fetched thing to even happen, and that you're trying to say that this is truthful. And so, but yet you've shown nothing, not even to the RCMP, because if the RCMP deemed this as credible, don't you think that the kids would have been found by now? And that, but somehow solely you guys managed to solve the case yourself, and the RCMP just aren't doing anything about it. That's one of the most ridiculous things ever. And to think that nobody claimed a reward, nobody spoke out, nobody did anything. So you can be all high on your train, Darren, with what you think happened to Jack and Lily. Perfectly fine. I believe totally you want answers for Jack and Lily, but I don't know why you're stuck on this train that you're going to sit there and believe these people that have constantly shown that they're not truthful, full of shit. And we can prove that over and over again, and it just blows me away that Darren thinks that, like, somehow that the police, are so dense and stupid that they can't figure this out about where these children are. And this whole story of, did Daniel tell you why he was called in, or did he bullshit you about that too? Right? Because again, Daniel is always trying to stay ahead of the game. Wait till the documents, like I said, open back up again. Again, then more. Again, you don't know somebody until you truly know somebody.
Yeah.
And we saw that happen in the Sebastian Rogers case and multiple cases, right? But Durwood's just so hell bent on being nasty in his posts, basically calling everyone idiots all the time, basically all this stuff and whatever. It's getting old. It's getting old. You're not respectful about anything that you pretty much do anymore at all, and then your son wants to get involved, with his stupid shit, and stuff like that, of like trying to post a picture. And damn well that this picture was posted. Like, what? You're just, it's like when somebody does that, like a Daniel move, like, what, you want to see my creepy ass side, and then he's telling people to suck his dick, and calling the C words and stuff like that. Like, I got all of the messages with your son, and then you guys want to act like, hey, don't, like, take it easy on us. We're just telling the truth here. and stuff like that. But thing is, you're literally telling us to believe in liars. And you're trying to get us to believe that these children are somehow hidden for over 6 months and that they're on some sort of reserve and that you have all the answers and that the police are such dimwits. They haven't all figured it out yet. Or the fact is you're simply wrong and that the children aren't even alive. But this narrative keeps getting pushed by the Martell McKenzie corner and your corner. And it's ridiculous. You can't prove a timeline. There's no evidence of it at all. And it's one of the most absurd things. Find me a case out there in Canada or the US where something like this is happening, right? Because 2 children, it's ridiculous to think that Malaya is just sitting there, you know what? I'm just going to see the kids in 25 years, when they got mustaches and, freaking gray hairs and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I wonder
It
if that
is.
person
It's
told
outlandish.
lies or something. You know what I mean? Like just telling them lies. Whoever told them that to say that. I mean, like how can you prove that?
Well,
right? It just doesn't make sense either.
He's basing his stuff off, like, 1 minute Malaya's at the end of the driveway. So Daniel told you that, you said, right?
Yeah.
Daniel told you that Malaya was at and that Janie almost she didn't quite get a chance to see that vehicle. Again, their timeline can be blown apart.
Yeah.
So this is where I don't understand. Either you're very naive, Darren, to the truth, and because you're too close to the situation and not seeing it from the outside looking in anymore, but this whole hidden thing is so ludicrous. You can believe it all you want, right? The truth will come out one day with what happened to Jack and Lily, so you can sit there on your hidden train all you want. But I think most people are down to earth, realistic, and realize that these things just don't happen in cases. And I don't think Canada's an exception to the rule on this. And I don't think Jack and Lily are an exception to the rule on this either. It's Occam's razor. Occam's razor's the straightest line to the truth, is it? And if people would start telling the truth, right, Danielle, Malaya, if you guys would start telling the truth, right, Janie, then maybe there would actually be answers. But all I see is people saving their own asses and coming up with a false timeline that they can't even remember because half of them they're sleeping all the time. Their memory goes on them, and it's just utter bullshit. That's how I see it, and I'm pretty darn sure that's how the RCMP see it as well.
Yeah,
And
I feel like
agree.
they lied to everybody, and they can't keep it straight. So,
yeah. So, I mean, Darren can have his say, whatever. But you know what, Darren, you're this. You're just ignorant and you're rude on how you present yourself now. And then and then your son's going to come into this too.
yeah,
and then you guys are going to get blasted again. Go ahead, keep it up now.
like I don't understand. Like, why even put yourself out there? You know that people are going to talk smack, right? And then you're going to come right back out. Like, just don't even come out on the internet. Just go straight to the RCMP if it's that important.
Absolutely.
I don't understand. Like, unless you have something to do with the disappearance, like, I don't see it any other way.
It's ridiculous to think that someone would blab online before they ever talk to the RCMP.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, by the way, I found the PDF to that song if you want to show it.
Oh, okay. Did you share screens with me on that?
Yeah, I'm putting it up. Hold on one second.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Remove, add to stage. Okay. So talk to us about this Dollhouse song, or in relation, because I know that you were doing a live on it. I never really tackled this myself, but go ahead.
Okay, I know this might be really far-fetched, and I can't zoom it in.
No,
I just tried.
I can make it bigger.
Let me see if it'll let me download it.
I can do this. I can do this.
You can? Oh, shoot.
It's
Sorry.
okay.
Okay, it's back. Okay, awesome. So I was watching the card thing that you were just showing, right? And it said trapped, or get out of there. And this always like really stood out to me. It says it's time to get tiny, right? Right here. You see it?
Yep.
And then it says, you know where to find me. Let's go. And it makes me wonder if they're like in a cave or like down below somewhere, right? Like somewhere where you have to get tiny to get into. I mean, they're already small, they're kids, right? But do you see what I'm saying? So is it, maybe it's nothing. I don't know.
I don't like, I never put much thought into it, to be honest with you, Daphne. I do believe that they're buried underground.
Well, yeah.
And-
Yeah, no,
but,
I know. But
maybe ask Nova, because I've really not put any thought into it myself at all.
it's just weird why she would mention that one song. Like, I don't know.
Right, I get it. And then it kind of has things that might reference. you
Yeah.
know. Yeah. Nova, what do you think?
I think it's coincidental. I don't think
No.
there's, and it must be a show that the little one watches, because she said in her letter that she when she hears that song, still she thinks of the kids.
Squid said it's a very popular song. Okay, so.
Okay, you have to remember, Daphne, so there's no such thing as coincidences, Nova.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really don't believe in coincidences. I like.
Well, I don't. I hear you. I say the same thing, but
cryptic message. Yeah.
I think, okay, let's go with the word ironic then. I think it's ironic.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Good night, Genova. Thanks for joining us.
I was gonna say, sorry, my husband brought me pizza. So I personally, my gut says it has no bearing. My gut instinct.
Okay.
I don't feel like there's any bearing myself. That's why I never entertained it, to be honest with you. If I don't feel like something like it might have captured you. But for me, it's already because I already believe that that the children are not alive, and that Malaya and Daniel and Janie know exactly that the children aren't. And I just see a cover up. I just see that these children are buried, and they probably are near water or something like that. But I still think that they're buried. But
well, yeah, that's what I was going by. I don't think they're alive either, but I was just saying.
Yeah, like that. It's time to get tiny. You know where to find me, kind of like referencing something of where they could possibly be in a small. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, but and it's because, like I said, so although I take on probably other things that necessarily maybe you guys don't, that I do, you know, I'm kind of want to like, so that whole letter thing and everything. First of all, I still think that whole letter was a crock of shit. And I believe that Malaya would look absolutely like Shardy does look like shit anyway, to the public eye, with her bullshit reasons for not being there for Jack and Lily and all the crap that goes with it. Sorry. Again, you can't get that shit by me, okay?
Yeah.
You can tell when it's an authentic reason or a person. And that letter didn't come across as authentic to me. It came off as something that she was asked to do it. She would look like even a worse mother, of course, if she didn't do it. And so it came off as very hollow. Now, I get it if someone wants to say confirmation bias and stuff like that at that point, whatever. Well, the thing is that my whole thing is this whole cases don't end up like this if they're telling the truth. They only end up like this when people are lying. And who's lying? Well, Daniel is clearly lying. He's like, people can call it, inconsistencies or whatever. Lots of them are just bold-faced lies.
Yep.
Remember about those keys, Daniel? Bold-faced lies. But anyways, but it's just like, so even his whole interrogation thing, right? Daniel's going to put out there his own bullshit spin on it. And then there's the truth, right, Daniel? Right, Daniel? And then there's the truth, you idiot. But anyways, then you got Malaya doing her thing to the side, which with this letter thing, she spells their name wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's crazy.
I can't remember ever spelling my name wrong. Like maybe it didn't quite do the thing, so I went over it. But anyways, I'm just like the whole thing. And this whole not doing visuals is just her avoidance of not wanting to face people. She's not too much telling people different. I believe that's when Durwood was talking with Cindy that one day when Durwood was actually talking to me and being a nicer person. But anyways, that's when like Cindy's like, she said something to Darren like, I can't control what Malaya does, or she's responsible for her own choices or decisions or something like that. Right. And I think that's, again, that Malaya, her and Daniel are sticking to this story, about it all. And again, why do you think the family's getting frustrated? Why do you think? Right. Because they're 6 months in, they're watching Malaya's bullshit.
Yeah.
They're watching Daniel's bullshit. And Daniel's blaming Haley and all the fandango and stuff like that. Right. And stuff. And it's just ridiculous.
Ladies, I got to go use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're fine.
All right. Go get a big drink there. Okay. All right.
I know. I got to get off here in like 10 minutes. I can hear the dog.
No worries.
On the door.
Absolutely. But so yeah. Go ahead.
I agree with you because it is bullshit. In my opinion, all three of them have to be involved somehow in this.
No.
So what connects? Like what happened to make all three involved? Like allegedly, did Janie witness something and have to help, or because that stands out in my head with her always saying, "I should have got up, I should have went out," and it was so emotional at the end of that, right? Of her saying that. So it's like something tells me maybe she overheard them fighting and screaming, and the kids screaming, or something going on there.
Absolutely.
And
Daphne, the biggest lie Janie tells is that she doesn't know what's going on. Like they live their life, it's hers. All we have to do is reference the blanket.
Yeah.
But we all know that Janie. Okay, so even behind the scenes, we know Janie is there, right in Daniel's freaking face all the time. Okay, you damn right know that Janie is absolutely hearing everything that's going on.
Oh yeah.
And stuff like that. So one of, to me, her biggest lies is the fact of her pretending as if she didn't know what shit was going on at that home. Okay, Janie?
I agree.
You're that grandma that freaking, you're that mother that puts your nose into everything, you know?
The freaking pothole thing. I'm pretty sure she absolutely, that's why that story was made up, is because she feels that someone drove by that night and witnessed her with the shovel or rake. I'm pretty sure it was a shovel.
Yeah.
Allegedly in her hand. Right. So she had to make up that crazy story. Because come on, guys, like, I'm sorry. That's like telling a fucking joke.
What?
I'm breaking in the driveway. I'm sorry. That's just,
I mean, there's a big freaking spot there where she rakied.
Oh.
But then Daniel, okay, so she tells Belinda, what was it? I'm trying to remember now. What did she say to Belinda? That it was potholes, right? But then Daniel said it wasn't potholes, it was water that ran off of the trailer, leaving holes or whatever. What? And then we hear about Reiki, right? Yeah. And then we hear about, like I said, there's so many probably screenshots that I could probably find built in my C drive that are from 6 months ago with all the bullshit Daniel was starting to spew then. You know, and it's just kind of like, where's the consistency? Anyways, bottom line is this. Whenever a case goes like this, it's because there's lying going on. Why is there lying going on for Jack and Lily? Because there's people that are trying to cover the tracks, cover their asses, whether it's Mama, Mama doesn't want to see something happen to her son and covering up the knowledge of what she knows and stuff like that. Either way, 3 people on the property. To me, 3 people absolutely know, if not another person, to say the least. And to me, it's just a matter of the police aren't sitting there going in this hidden direction at all. Every sign of it. And I'll just say this, because behind the scenes, right? Like you hear more stuff and you have more knowledge, of things. And so I have always tied that stuff into, and that's more knowledge. But the bottom line is, if I just say that more knowledge is that RCMP are truly looking, they're not dense. I'll put it that way. They are certainly not dense, and they need evidence and they need bodies. But the thing is, if they had a solid evidentiary case, there would be arrests already if they had any involvement with Jack and Lily's disappearance. But they don't. I don't believe that they do. They live in a rural area. Daniel had 2 burner phones going on, and they left their phones behind. They keep telling you about that shit.
Yeah.
So I just think that there's not this evidence, overabundance of evidence, because of the rural area. And so now they really need to find these bodies. And you know what? It's only going to happen when people are being truthful.
That's what they're trying to do. That's why they brought the dogs in. It wasn't to make the public happy. Like, why
to make the public
that was crazy. Well, they just brought the dogs in to make the public happy. Like, get out of town. Like, are you serious? The dogs were brought in to find the bodies.
They need to find those bodies. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they got to examine them, right?
Yeah.
And find out how they died, what kind of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy to me. Like, it's crazy that somebody would say to make the public happy. What?
Yep. Now, so I know we're going to be going here in a few minutes. So the question to you is, do you think that, so allegedly, if you think that Daniel and Malaya and say Janie all have knowledge and possibly, do you see any of these people coming forward to take accountability?
No.
Daniel? Malaya, Janie, perhaps.
Out of the 3, maybe Malaya, it might start to speak up, but
I know.
Fingers crossed. But outside of that, no.
Let me ask you both this, and then we'll kind of start heading off here. But thank you guys. Let me ask you this, okay? So one has to wonder that if Malaya knew that Daniel did something, let's just say allegedly, did something to the children, and that she was part of it all, why would you think, what would be your answer to why Malaya wouldn't just be like, fucking get the hell out of Dodge, talk to the police, and about what he did? What culpability do you think that she would have played in this that would make her and Daniel both have this timeline? Like, thinking, of course, about Meadow, thinking, of course, about prison time, whichever. What do you guys think why that it's playing out perhaps this way, that Malaya left Daniel for the sake of getting the fuck out of Dodge, first of all, from that manipulator, freaking narcissist, right? Because obviously you could clearly see that there was this thing of her wanting to go. But what would be her thing to take off, keep that secret to herself and not say anything? What do you think her involvement would have been, or knowledge, for her to act this way?
I know mine. I want to hear what Nova has to say.
And I'm right here still. 1 second.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I don't know, or just the fact of knowing that the kids are being mistreated, obviously leading up to whatever took place. And this is all allegedly speculating, right? Because at the end of the day, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But that in itself would have her feeling that she's a part of it, right? That you're culpable. No, even if you're in a DV situation, at the end of the day, you're going to be held accountable unless you make some kind of deal. And I'm sure if that is the case, just speculating, then I'm sure Daniel would have made sure to thank you. Just the facts, ma'am. Thank you. And good night. And thanks for watching. Lots of love and lots of positive vibes.
Yeah, good night, guys. You're heading out. Thank you for joining us. I know it's late. And some people are going to bed.
Yeah. I'm sure he would have, being the way that he is, he would have made sure to, hold that over her. Let her know that if I'm going down, you're going down.
Yeah.
Because you're just as guilty.
I feel that rugs are involved, and I've went through a lot of different scenarios because I know you add in, like Nova was just saying, allegedly, right? I'm speculating as well, that we've heard of the abuse, right? But there's a main factor here, rugs, because the news even mentioned that he had done it, but didn't have a problem with it, right? But there's been other talks about it as well. That was one of the first things that was mentioned, was a rug party, right?
Right.
So, in my opinion, that connects all three, or maybe connects both of them, Malaya and Daniel, allegedly. And then what would connect Janie would be Daniel. And it's her property. So anything that happens on her property, she's responsible for.
By the way, just FYI on this one. So the neighbor, if you're looking at Daniel's driveway and there's the neighbor to the right hand side, that neighbor was there at that time that Jack and Lily went missing.
Marvin?
Yeah.
Melvin Geddes. Or is it Melvin or Marvin?
No.
I always read the name.
No, to the right. So if you're
the
looking
other
at
house, if you're facing the driveway,
the thing on it.
I'm so confused. So if you're facing the drive, so
that home.
The one
here, I'll show you.
Yeah, because I know next door to them, like if you're going up to the cabins, towards the kids' cabins, little forts or whatever, you have 145 acres that belongs to that they do forestry there, and then the next one is like 8 acres that has the cabin and church on it.
Yeah, this person here, this home.
I still can't see. I'm here. I'm a blind bitch. Like I can't see.
Daniel's home, the home to the right.
That's the one that's 500 feet away.
Yeah, so that's the one I believe that was actually talking about the drug party.
That's the cabin in the church, though.
That is?
Yes.
Right. And
absolutely.
That person only spends a little bit of time there. They're mostly in the United States.
All right. I have the deed information for that.
Because it always bugged me because that home was 500 feet, right?
Yes.
And so Kent had made a comment that that the person only stayed there, for a little bit of time, but that person was actually there at the time that the children disappeared. So this to me would have been the person that would have talked about the drug party. And but it was because Kent referenced that person, like that home is pretty much not there, but that person was there.
So they were there. Yeah. Okay,
And
that would make sense.
Right.
And I always said, how are we to say they weren't there? And especially that time of years when people are cleaning places out like cottages or that they're not at all year round, right? That's the time of year you're getting it ready and cleaned out for the summer.
Right. It was also, Chelsea says it was also where Justin was told to go park, was over there. So yeah, because Daniel said that he was attaching that anonymous post to Brad Wong, saying it was the same person, but we knew something was off about that.
Yeah,
because
it can't
make
be
sense.
Yeah,
right, because Brad Wong's is 1,177.
Right.
But anyway, so yes, and to me it makes sense now that this person was up from the USA, and they were there during that time. I'm not going to go further to say something else that I know about that, but just know that so this is probably a person that because where did we just hear? Where did I just hear that about Justin? Who said that? Please tell everyone that like we know you were there the night before. Justin and somebody else at Daniel's and Malaya's property, right? Where did I just finish listening?
Wait, what? Say it again.
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where. Like I was just listening to it prior to our live, and my brain just did a fart about where, because it was like we already know that there was 2 people there, and now I'm gonna have to go back, and it was just like Justin, just tell us. So it might makes sense. But the thing is that poster. Okay, so remember the poster said it would. He said it was Wednesday or Thursday, and about 2:30 in p.m. in the afternoon. Well,
Yes. Couldn't remember
right?
if it was Wednesday or Thursday.
Thursday,
Yeah.
right? But now Wednesday,
They were gone all
and
day.
again, it really they were at grandma's house doing laundry apparently, but who knows the actual time? Like meaning besides as
Thursday. Yeah.
but stuff like that would have been verified. But and then Thursday, obviously, they didn't get back till like 3:11 is what
3:11.
Yeah, on Thursday.
And I was always wondering what they were doing in the freaking parking lot with
with Edmund.
Friend. What if they allegedly bought something illicit and then did have people over that day? But it wasn't a party. He says not a party that day.
Yeah.
But maybe just a few people over or something.
I'm thinking of it as more of a few people. I never thought of it so much as a party. Well, maybe the first time that it came out, I did. But then I was like, well, but to me, this is coming from that neighbor, in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
that's
what I always
thought. The house that's 500 feet.
Yeah,
from
that's what I always thought.
Yeah. So it's just that, again, it's only because Kent said that about that neighbor's only there a couple times a week, and it was almost like as if nobody lived there. But it's like it wasn't somewhat verifiable, at the time and stuff like that. But
Janie too, she said that my neighbor is the only one that uses the old road, which she's like,
but how is that possible when there's a tree over that old road?
Yeah.
That wasn't, that's been over that for a few years since the storm we had.
She talked about this right here. Well, you can't see my cursor, but not the one that runs vertical. Well, the one that would be horizontal. You know what I mean? Like from her house. So you have the one with the tree. And then you have the one like that. So maybe she called that an old road. I don't know.
Well, the old road was the one with the tree on it. That's what is the old road.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Huh.
Just sounds like
weird.
Like I just caught that because we know that tree was over that road, but then she was saying that old road over there is my neighbor is the only one, and I was thinking, well, how's that possible? We already know there was a tree over it until it was cut down during the search, cut out of the way.
Yeah,
right, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Or with that, but anyways, chickas, it's been great. So before we head off, is there anything else that you guys want to bring up? I know you guys do your own lives and stuff like that. If you ever want to party on another channel or whatever.
No, I want us to do this again because I feel like we haven't gotten enough out. Like I know we've been on here for 3 hours, but I feel like we've only been on here for 10 minutes.
I know.
It goes by very fast.
Yeah.
3-hour mark, but absolutely, I'm like I said, as long as my work schedule, but for the next 2 weeks I'm on my 6 to 2. Oh, by the way, guys, tomorrow I'll be doing a members live myself. I'll be doing it and Shannon will be joining me. So I'm doing that at 6 p.m. for members. So again, if you guys aren't a member, want to become one, go ahead. If not, all good. At the end of the day, I to be honest with you, my members always stay members. I never, because it's just a different type of content in a sense. In some ways, it's more jovial, playing songs sometimes. I know, right?
Dancing or something.
I tell you, oh my God.
Ooh, what are you doing to keep your members, Sunny?
Ask Janie. Janie would know what's in my cupboards. That's what we're doing on those streams. Yeah. Right, Janie. I know. Don't want to make you vomit before the end of the live here, but anyways, but yeah, so just so you know, 6 p.m. Shannon will be joining me. She's been on a few times. She's the medium on there, but again, Zach, I mean, I don't honestly. There's a few people out there that think about the hidden thing. Most people are absolutely under the impression that family involvement. The statistics in polls always show that there's family involvement going on, and it's just really about you guys. The search for tomorrow. Please bring me home. Anyone that's going again, bless your hearts. Dress warm. We don't get really that snow here. Do you have snow, Nova?
It's supposed to snow tonight and through the night.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daph,
Yeah.
where are you out of?
I'm in New York State in the snow belt. So please do not say the word snow. I freaking hate snow. Yeah.
Well, it tends to miss us, so I'm hoping it will miss us. Just, I mean, I love the snow. I don't mind it snowing, but due to the searching. And I want to say thank you to all our searchers. I have a couple that come into my channel that are actually going to be going. I heard from one today. They arrived today. They're from away. Came in with their dog. And she sent me an email, and I told her she can pop over tomorrow if she wants to after the search. I imagine she'll be tired, though. And,
very nice.
Yeah.
That's not...
Squid says don't say that. I do. I love it. I love watching
don't
it.
say that, right, Squid?
Brad did, a couple weeks back, Brad did tell me that he was going to be joining the search. So
very nice.
Yeah. So,
very nice.
Again, bless people that just want to be a voice and keep answers for Jack and Lily and stuff like that. So, love to you all for everything. And thank you. I want to say this too as well. Thanks for buying Daphne her mansion. I mean, her mic. Yeah, me and Nova over there. We'll just buy a little. We'll buy a little Hot Wheel car.
Yeah.
To go with that mansion.
Oh, I love it. Thank you
guys have been awesome and great. Thank you guys so much. So before we go out, is there any last thing that each of you wanted to say for your own channel, for anything, just anything?
You go ahead, Nova. You go ahead.
There's lots of love, lots of positive vibes, everyone. Thanks for being here. Take care and keep these searchers in your thoughts and hope for the best. Just hope for the best for Jack and Lily.
I felt like you had a Daniel stutter going on there for a second there.
No, I was doing it intentional. Not because I'm guilty of anything.
Hey,
okay,
I just want to say thank you, ladies, so much for having me on. I had a blast. I really enjoy you guys a lot. Not as friends, as creators. This is great. And chat, everybody, I enjoyed you guys. Thank you so much for the super stickers and chats, mods. You guys are wonderful as always. Thank you, members, everybody else. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Justice for Jack and Lily. That's right. Let's pray something.
I was going to say, we need to do one of those powerful things where we all at the same time just, put out the power of prayer and light for Jack and Lily, I always remember that one magician that he told everyone to think about, I think it was a phone call or whatever it was. And I always just remember that in my head when I think about the power of people and prayer and answers and stuff like that. And I just think that, just keep that prayers out there for Jack and Lily. They deserve this. They absolutely, every child deserves answers. But in this case, it's Jack and Lily. It's heartbreaking. Thanks to, again, Charmaine did her live. If you guys didn't see that, her members live, she was raising money for jackets for the Pictou County school over there. She raised quite a few hundred, to be honest with you. $100 and stuff.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I donated a couple, or I ordered them. They're on their way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so you guys can check out that as well. Zach's going to be going live tonight with Shannon at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's where he is out of the United States there. I'll be doing the live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you guys, you lovely ladies, thank you guys so much for being here. And all the donations, the mods, the people in here and all that stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, Sunny. And thanks, Daphne. Nice to see both of you again.
Same here. Nice to see both of you, and thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great night.
Take care. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
And I'm gonna do. My bad. I'm just gonna do the Jack and Lily outro.
Outro.
Oh, she's gone. She's gone. You guys go. Okay. Jack and Lily, guys.
In the woods where shadows lay, Jack and Lily went to play. On a rainy May afternoon, now we whisper hope soft too. Echoes of laughter fill the air, but where are they? We stand in prayer. Oh, Jack and Lily, where have you gone? We'll hold on tight through this endless dawn. In our hearts forever you'll stay. With every prayer we send your way. Hundreds gathered, hearts so strong, searching deep where they belong. Through the trees and storms they roam, wishing every child came home. Fatigued but fierce, they won't give in. For every soul we search within. Oh, Jack and Lily, where have you gone? We'll hold on tight through this endless dawn. In our hearts forever you'll stay. With every prayer we send away. We'll keep the hope alive today. In the silence, love will lead the way.
Please help bring us home.